Well, looks like it's another DCU project. So, uh, I think Bagel, before we start, we kind of have to do this obligatory thing. I think we should do for all of our, uh, you know, DC projects.
Okay.
That means he's on my side.
No, SpongeBob, I'm not on your side either. I'm on nobody's side.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
You gotta make this disclaimer every time we talk about it.
A disclaimer for every DCU project moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you hate it. You must be a Snyder fan. No, incorrect. Yeah. So, welcome back to another Reviews Core podcast, episode 94, talking about Supergirl. And honestly, looking back, it's kind of like interesting how much has happened since the release of the film. And it has nothing to do with the film itself. It's more related to the fact that, let's just keep saying a bunch of news, a bunch of new things, more and more and more stuff. Yeah, so let's do that. And hopefully that gets everybody to forget.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like they're trying to distract us away from the reception this movie's been having.
Yeah, it's not a plan that even the Avengers could do against Kang. So, yeah, so Supergirl is the second film in the DC universe, but for some people, they kind of describe it as the second project of the DC universe, which is not true.
Wrong.
Yeah, and it's interesting because there's only been two things so far: Superman and Supergirl. It's like I don't know. I mean, I thought you loved Creature Commandos and Peacemaker season 2. I thought those were peak. What happened? Yeah. So this is like technically the fourth project, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but Supergirl
right.
is
Creature Commander, Superman, Peacemaker season 2, and this. Yeah. But we're gonna have a fifth one very soon.
And then now we're getting stuff like, Blue Beetle is in Man of Tomorrow, because everybody's in Man of Tomorrow. So yeah, sure. Where do you put Blue Beetle, the Suicide Squad? Who fucking cares at this point? Are they all canon? They're all canon depending on what I say on Threads.
Exactly.
Yeah, because and
as is also said, what do we think?
What do you think about canon?
Yes.
God, no, it's actually really funny because when the movie first came out, back it's not a month ago yet, but it's getting close to it. Supergirl had a very interesting 2 days, where it was just not doing well. It was not doing well. It's still not doing well in terms of financials or getting anything from interest or any kind of word of mouth. None of that is kind of happening, to the point where even the CEOs, they both don't have anything to say, because and the reasoning for the title is kind of because Peter Safran, not even 48 hours after the release of the movie, already comes in with a quote saying it sucks, but you gotta live, learn, and apply. It's still it's just one project. Supergirl's a big cornerstone in our universe, and we're still excited which is I get it. Be excited for your content. That's fine. But it's more if this cornerstone, the one that David Zaslav said is the fourth pillar of the DC universe, if the cornerstone is falling, then I don't know what adding more bricks to it is going to do. If that makes sense.
I get you.
Make a reprisal of Sonic Adventure 2's, call it Live and Learn and Apply. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Yeah, but before we get to that, and again, and then in those 2 days too, like Deadline and Variety were going nuclear on James Gunn.
Oh yes,
like
he did not have kind things to say.
Not kind things to say. Now, I
Worst
think there
script
are
ever might is I think almost 1-for-1.
Yeah, it's like first, like I think like one of the biggest things that I want to say about that in particular is like I do think some of it is a bit too much. I don't agree with everything they said, but at the same time, I do think that because Gunn has said a lot of stuff against Variety and Deadline over the years, leading up to the DCU, really getting its footing and all this stuff, is that, you know, if you're shit talking somebody, you're gonna have to expect some shit talk to come back to you. It's kind of like, it's kind of, you know, that's kind of like what you expect, pretty much, yeah. And then when it's like,
I got the reference, Ty. For Supergirl cannot live up to Amelia Perez.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So if you're gonna get shit talk, you're gonna have to expect it to come back at you. And then when a film is not doing well, and then you know, then the receipts start coming in. Like, we don't greenlight things until it's like a really great script. We'll never do that. We pushed up Supergirl ahead of schedule compared to other projects because the script was that good. Stuff like that. You also had like, oh, like this is a direct adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow. And then to the point where you have interviewers asking, how does it feel to be the first project to be a direct adaptation of a particular comic run? And it's like, because I do remember that because because the Snyder fans were also talking about, you know, what about Watchmen, stuff like that. But like,
Well, one of my favorite Gunn statements coming back to haunt him too is when he said, "I don't expect other films to be home release as fast as Superman was."
Oh yeah,
and then
this is fast.
Look where we are now.
Yeah, it's supposed to go on digital on the 28th, so like pretty much a month after going out, which I guess. And Superman was deliberately pulled because of Peacemaker season 2. What a fun organization this has been, especially in a year where, like, you know, there's like the financial debt, which has been around for a while for WB, to be fair. But like in a year where they really need to like get their shit together, especially with Paramount and all that stuff, and you know, a lot of people really do not want Paramount to get WB. Not that I can really contribute to the conversation, but like we're not really helping with this, with the DC IP, with the direction it's been going, if I were to be honest. But then, you know, I actually, the other thing that was funny to me was like, oh my God, Supergirl's failing in the box office. What do we do? Greenlight Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd. That show.
Yes, this was
Greenlight the Deathstroke and Bane movie. We got to give the fans what they want. Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what we wanted.
James Gunn's plans is like Drake betting on sports events. Go for the opposite. Yeah. But yeah. Said a lot, but yeah, Supergirl 2026. It was called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, but then just like the Superman movie for Superman Legacy, they dropped the subtitle. So now it's just Supergirl.
Did they give a reason why for that? I don't remember.
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not sure. Superman Legacy, he said for Superman Legacy in particular is that he was going back and forth with Superman Legacy and Superman and just realized it should have been Superman. In general, staying true to the character or whatever, which that's debatable.
Yeah.
I mean, even then, like win or lose, I mean, like we all lose. It's because it's not really. I mean, yeah, the plot beats of Women of Tomorrow by Tom King is technically in this movie, but at the same time, it's not really. So for reference, Bagel and I are not fans of the original book. At least for myself, I can see value in what people might have liked about it. And I think
oh, sorry.
But yeah, I mean, like the consistent thing that pretty much everybody gives a lot of credit to is the art by Bill Key Everly. That seems to be at least unanimous for people who like or dislike the run. That the art is pretty much what carries it, but that for me it's like not really much, only because this is like Tom King's writing everywhere. The art is usually what is the good part about everything. So, but yeah.
No, yeah, I was about to say, yeah. So I think, yeah, we kind of have a hot take about that because, at least from what I've seen, yeah, this story has a lot of fans.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I will say, I do like the art, but like, as you said, it's Tom King everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's definitely different from his other work. I'd say only because like it definitely feels like he had some kind of leash in terms of like where Supergirl Girls goes, where like I mean she swears a lot because that's a signature Tom King thing. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got to swear.
It's gonna be depressed and swearing.
Yeah, but like she still has like some level of paragon of hope kind of thing to her, especially since like a lot of the influence is like, I mean, it's pretty much a ripoff of like True Grit in general, but like having some kind of character mentoring a younger character who wants to go on this revenge quest kind of a thing, and kind of the lessons that they learn from each other during the course of the story. Now, I mean, there's going to be a few things we'll talk about that because, again, I know, the whole adaptation talk is not something you need to bring up and all that stuff. Even then, it's kind of funny how there's just so much in that original content that is like not here in this movie that like I'm struggling to understand the point of why you wanted it in the first place, because like the sheer fact of like how many things are like, yeah, let's just not like do any of the colorful stuff or any of the pretty lights or the colorful things or things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the director said I did not look at the comic
at all. Yeah, and then you have Anna, the writer, who was trusted to write Wonder Woman and Teen Titans during the production of Supergirl. Like, that's a lot of faith, especially for Wonder Woman being, the other Trinity member who really needs something, which DC refuses to do anything.
No,
and then here we have rough. It's like, I haven't started anything with that yet, and it's like you've had it for 2 years or more than
it's
a year.
Like, yeah, 3 years ago? Yeah, he said that. It's like I'm working on it or something.
That was the animated show.
Oh,
Which,
and well, still, where is it?
Jimmy, where is it?
Where's Wonder Woman, Jimmy?
Yeah. No, it's just like, but then it's like, and then you hear some of the stuff that's being said. Like, now I will say there was a lot of attempts to try and do stuff from the comic, but they couldn't do it because, well, the DCU is just not as established as the comic universe, where, like, the example of, like, Superman is not well known in space, that kind of thing. So they can't really do references of, like, people knowing that who Supergirl is, or knowing that her cousin is Superman, kind of a thing. Now, while I understand where that is coming from, I think my issue with it is just like, it's kind of annoying because there are some aspects of the DC universe where it's like, oh, a lot of these things have been established off screen. And then meanwhile, you have stuff like this. So it's like, it is kind of like jarring to me, like, what exactly are we doing that is like, oh, this thing has existed prior to the events of Superman. And then, especially since, like, this film, like, also does, like, this thing where, like, they cast Millie Alcock as, like, herself being a teenager, but, like, she doesn't look any different from how she is in the film itself. So it's like, I have no idea how long has she been on Earth, from, like, going from Argo City to Earth. Like, I have no idea how long she's been there. I would have to assume with Superman wearing the suit and like, being near the Fortress of Solitude, that maybe this is within the first 3 years of his career.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. It's just like the film is kind of confusing in that kind of aspect. And then okay, but then there's, like, other stuff, like, what related to the Krypton and Argo City, related to Superman, and by the way, we don't like Superman either. Just to put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the casting. The casting is the best part. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of evident, like, especially with how the team talks about Superman and Supergirl. It's like, yeah, we're just here for vibes, I guess. But yeah, I mean, we can go in circles, but, like, I think let's kind of structure back. So 2026 Supergirl, she just came off of the Superman credit scene, or, like, right before the credit scene, where she comes in drunk, and into Superman's thing, and that wonderful exposition of, like, we need to explain why she's drunk now, even though you didn't have to do that in the previous movie that has, like, literally nothing to do with it. But where's my dog? Thanks for watching him, bitch. Yeah, so it's like,
great first impression.
Great first impression. A lot of fan art of drunk Supergirl being the thing. I've seen other fan art too, but I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, I mean, but, like, she definitely made an impact for people in that short amount of time. I personally, the thing is, like, after watching the movie and then seeing how she was introduced in Superman, it's like, it's kind of evident to me that I think James has only read the panel where she's drunk in the first issue and just assumed everything else. Because, like, I really don't understand, like, where the characterization of Supergirl came from, because she's just kind of acting like, what if you take that panel where she's drunk, not because she's sad, it's because she's just celebrating her 21st birthday. But there you go.
We made it her whole personality now.
Made that her whole personality. Yeah. So, I mean, as we were saying, Supergirl starring Millie Alcock as the character. You also have characters like Ruthie. You have Krem of the Yellow Hills. Well, there's a lot to say about him, but not really. And then you got Jason Momoa as Lobo. Um, yeah, so I mean, it's basically your kind of whole thing of like Kara is going on a journey out across the galaxy and learning how to guard the innocence of Ruthie. There you go. So a few things. The marketing for this was not very good. A lot of brown. But the thing is, the whole like, oh, why don't you wait for the final product? You'll see the colorful stuff there, and then you watch the movie. It's not there.
It's still brown.
Still brown. Yeah. And it's kind of funny to me too, because like, you hear them say like there's a lot of influences from True Grit as well, like the movie as well, which is ironic because the comic is also inspired by True Grit, and I don't think they made that connection. Because like when you watch the movie, you don't really feel that. The only thing that really kind of translated over is the brown. And that's mainly it. Along with some Mad Max here and there. And then, obviously the reading of what Anna had as for the ending of Woman of Tomorrow, which is also really funny, but I think we have to save that for later. Okay. Yeah, so but like I just think like one of the biggest things that kind of contributes to me is like I think people have really underestimated trailers in general, like how much they can really do for the general audience. Because like I know it should be obvious, but like Irangi, I feel like it should be obvious, but like I think like the biggest thing with trailers and marketing or posters or things like that is like you need to entice the general audience usually to wanting to watch your movie. I understand the Supergirl is technically on the not so popular characters thing, but like my biggest issue with that is like I think a lot of things can really influence people to watch something if they just, I don't know, had a decent trailer, had a decent something. Like I remember like when the first trailer of Supergirl dropped and it did like really bad reception because of like how brown it looked, especially when you compare it to Woman of Tomorrow, which is a very starkly contrast of colors and things like that. And then like a few days afterwards, like the Project Hail Mary trailer came out, and like so many people were talking about that one, which some people don't know that it was from a book, but a lot of people got interested in watching it. I mean, sure, I know like Ryan Gosling has some star power as well, but like at the same time, like for a lot of people, the thing that they kept posting the most was the shot of like the planet colors and like the everything going from green to red. Like it's such a visually striking image that a lot of people remember that, and it got them to wanting to see the movie, and it does well. Now, sure, maybe a lot of people did watching the movie did read the book. That's definitely possible, but like at the same time, they still have to cater to a general audience who will mostly make up that that general population. And I think like Supergirl not having anything really resembling anything of that does a lot of damage on that. But I think like, and I think like the biggest example is like the decision that Craig was talking about for not having the suit until like the very end of the movie. And it's not for any particular reason. It's just that I just think it'd be cool, which is ironic because so many fucking things do that. Not just Supergirl. So it's like it's not even unique. Yeah. But like, and then the weird thing too is like the Supergirl suit is arguably like one of the best suits, like at least recently. To be fair, they're more directly inspired by Woman of Tomorrow's version of it, which is that's fine. But I mean, like, but that kind of like simplistic like design is like kind of what makes it ideal. Because like I think with Superman's suit, my issues with it is like I just think like a lot of it kind of looks like a hodgepodge of different suits, but I don't think it really works the same way as the Batman suit did in that sense. But like, I still don't like the logo being the Kingdom Come logo, but that's like, I don't know. And then Supergirl has that too. I wish she had a different symbol too. But yeah. And then speaking of the symbol, I noticed that the House of L symbol that was not on Krypton or Argo City. None of the L's have worn it. Zor-El, Jor-El, Allura, and Lara. Nobody wears the L symbol. So I'm also starting to wonder, did Superman make that symbol himself? And then there's a lot of allegations for this version of Superman, but we'll get to that. Yeah, but it's not a complicated film. I mean, it's kind of like, it's only like what, like an hour 30 plus minutes. That's it.
I think an hour 45. Well, it's taking me. It's not too long.
Yeah, no credit scenes either.
Yeah, none. No mid or post credit scenes. The movie's over. It's over.
Yeah, it's like, oh, but like, I mean, you guys wouldn't let. Oh, that was the thing that fucking pissed me off. Is like all this like comparisons to like, if the MCU wasn't starting out now, it's like it would not have lasted at all. Like Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, and Iron Man 2. It's like, okay. I never understand like why we talk about like, oh, let's take a pioneer of something, or relatively a pioneer of something, and then like put it in the modern day and act like it'll be the same thing. No, it's not. We all know that. But like at the same time, it's like Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, at the very least, there was some kind of connection of like there being some kind of future plan being shown to you that, oh, they're going to build the Avengers, with Nick Fury's scene there at the ending, with Iron Man showing up in Incredible Hulk at the end. Iron Man 2, obviously, it kind of like steamrolls that more, obviously, but like, there's some level of like understanding like this is where the phase is going, is to build up the Avengers and all that stuff. Now, I do understand that like, you don't have to do it that way. But at the same time, I think it's kind of overwhelming in like how many characters there are, and like how many characters get pushed to the side just for the sake of action figures. And that's it. Because like, and then, everybody talked about the Justice Gang in the first film. Oh, but the Justice Gang, they didn't really do much. That's great. I love being a fan of Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Metamorpho, and I barely know anything about them outside of like, oh, I guess they're good because they're good, and being good is good,
quote unquote good.
Yeah. Like that's great. Now, is there anything you could tell me about them? I talked about them a lot more in the Superman video, of like who they are as individuals, but yeah, I mean, but like that's kind of like been the frustrating thing, is like I think like even with all this time that is being spent, we're just not really developing anything. It's just kind of like just adding more for the sake of more. I don't know, Man of Tomorrow is feeling like it's going to be a last movie kind of a thing, and that's not beating the allegations either, because of, as we said, the Warner Brothers thing. So, but yeah, so it was supposed to be announced as an adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow. So you have a few things going on, like Ruthie being introduced as a daughter of a father who is kind of like a blacksmith in a way. Now it's very different from the comic in the sense that like, well, in the comic, only her father dies, and he dies like in a hill, like on a hill. But her mother and her siblings are still alive. It's just that Krem kills her father. Now Krem is characterized differently in that sense. I mean, Krem in the comic is not a great villain either. But Krem is kind of like, he just loves to kill for the sake of the game. kind of a thing. Here, he's just weird.
They do a different direction with him, you might say.
Yeah. Yeah, so like you have it where he's like well, I don't know what he is, because like here he's like, oh, he's interested in her father's weapons or something like that, but he's not really interested in that. And then he has like this weird quirk where he has to eat something like every scene he's in. So like there you go. There's that pie. Yeah. Oh, and his design is dog shit. Everybody talks about, him, looking like a Ravager. But the movie does start with that classic. I totally forgot about it. How could I forget about this? Is Crypto waking up and taking a piss on Superman's photo. That's great.
Because it's funny.
Yeah, and then you have some pop girl music in the background too, because a lot of needle drops. It happens a lot too, so yeah. Mm-hmm. You got things like that. You got Supergirl. She's like
character who isn't used to, who doesn't like Earth stuff really, is constantly playing pop music.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and then you have like a later that was really funny. It's like, so there's like a message, like I guess Superman pops in to remind people that, hi, I'm in the movie. But like, oh, it's like, I hope you're enjoying your birth week. Hopefully you'll come home so you can assimilate yourself on Earth, like me. You need to look for your people.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. What do you mean, your people? Yeah. So Superman and Kara, there's nothing really to say in terms of like, do they have issues with each other? Do they not have issues with each other? I mean, Superman is trying to get her to, be more human. And this is kind of like one of my things about, again, with Woman of Tomorrow in particular, is like, Woman of Tomorrow is not an origin film. It is not a film that is like introducing the character, or like it is her first time being Supergirl or anything like that. She has been on Earth. She has made friends. She has lived a life. Now, I mean, Supergirl has like one of the biggest issues where she kind of has been hit with the retcon beam a lot because of Crisis on Infinite Earths and like everything else that's happened between since then. So like she has like a lot of different stories and like different interpretations. My personal favorite interpretation of her is pre-Crisis, where it does have both her parents alive, both her foster parents and her real parents on Argo City. Like that's what kind of differentiated her from Superman. Superman being a person that lost all of his parents, which would also include the Kents because they died when he was 18. I mean, they got to see him be Superboy. They got to see him like, grow up and all that stuff. So I don't know. It's a mix of things. I know it's a controversial take about Superman's parents, but I think like one of the things here is like Woman of Tomorrow is a focus on Ruthie and her experience of whatever happened to her, which is Krem killing her father, but in this case he kills her whole family, I guess. And then she goes out for a revenge quest, and then Supergirl is trying to teach her a lesson about, don't go on revenge and that kind of stuff. But I think like the biggest difference with that is that Supergirl was kind of in control because, Supergirl has the life experience and all that stuff that she's been going through. Here, she doesn't really have any of that. She's just kind of there because it's called Supergirl. And that's about it.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like exact opposite. Like in the source materials, she's more experienced, and then here it's like she's still, I guess, she called rookie Supergirl because she hasn't even like found herself yet.
Yeah. And like, because like a lot of the things that happen for Ruthie is that Ruthie is like kind of learning a lot of stuff about being like dealing with something with like having a hard life or having a hardship that happen, and like how to move forward with that. No, I mean, one of the biggest differences, like here, the conflict that happens in the comic is like it's like it takes months for them to find Krem and all that stuff. Whereas like in comparison, here the event happens for only 3 days. So there's like
3 days.
3 days. Yeah, so there's not nearly as much time. So like even like something as simple as like Supergirl teaching Ruthie how to wash her hands, and like how interesting that was to Ruthie, because like Ruthie is also like treated as like an alien child as well. Like she talks a lot, but she doesn't really understand social cues or anything like that. It's a little annoying to read that, because it's Tom King's flowery writing and all that stuff. But but there's still something there that people can latch onto, and I do understand why people at least like the dynamic there. Here, I just don't think there's really that much for things that are going on. But while we're getting to that, yeah. So Ruthie, so Krem, he just like, so yeah, he shows up, and then like her dad is like, okay, here I have the swords
He
in the
wants
shed.
my swords.
Yeah, and then
That's
it's like,
apparently the reason why he shows up.
yeah, and then I was like, he tells his wife to like, oh, go and show him the shed, and then she just like pulls out the knife and like, okay, and Krem kills the two of them, and then I didn't even notice
You forgot
this.
about the brother.
I didn't notice that the brother was there too. He was listening to music on some headphones, which great, alien. And he just shows up, and then he starts to run away. Then he gets a sword thrown in his back.
It's like he has no idea what's happening, and he tried to like, because Ruthie's in like hiding around the hallway, like watching, and like
Not really hiding.
Yeah, not really hiding. And then the brother like just like tries to like scare her, like pop up, and
Boom.
and then for some reason this causes Krem to just turn and throw the axe. Was it? Yeah, just throw an axe in his back.
And then kill him.
And then then the parents get mad and try to fight him, but then he kills them too.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I guess they blew up his ship during that process, but they all die, right. And then Ruthie is just there watching as she goes away. Again, like, I think it's really weird in the sense that, like, in the original thing, Krem kills her father on a hill, and then Ruthie finds the body later down the line. She knows who killed him, but like, there was nobody there to witness or see the horrors or destructions, that kind of thing. So some of it has to kind of go up to her interpretation of what happened or something like that, based on the sequence of events that she was relayed. Here it's like, I don't know. Well, one, the whole scene is just stupid. And then two, there's like not really. It's also like very grim, like dark, and like the lighting is like really bad too. Like you can't see anything for most of it. But yeah, I mean, you have that, and apparently Kara was like getting drunk on this planet, specifically where Ruthie is.
Because it's a red sun planet, even though it does not look like it.
Yeah, it's a red sun planet. It doesn't look like a red sun planet. then you'll see the green sun planet, which clearly looks green.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, so you have a few things for Kara. She's like, having Crypto as her dog. You're the best boy, the best buddy, the best pal. That's Superman's dog, but okay. Yeah, but we got to give it to her because she has nothing else to do, I guess. They're playing fetch in space and all that stuff. Listening to pop music while going the thing. Got a Walkman on, trench coat.
Looks very similar.
Yeah. So eventually at some point, it's like nighttime and she's at the bar because of course she is. And then Ruthie just comes in with her father's sword, like kind of like asking all the bounty hunters in there, I need somebody to help me find Krem, the Yellow Hill, so that I can kill him. And then these two aliens, they kind of like pick her, and then one of them takes the sword, and then Supergirl, she doesn't really want to help at all, but then Crypto is making like faces like, oh, you should help, or something like that with a CGI face. And then then they just like she goes and helps him. But there's a lot of stuff here, like with Supergirl in particular, because she's drunk and party and like so amazing and tubular and whatever, is like she's kind of like gross in a way. Like it's like
she pisses with the door open.
Pisses with the door open, hacking. Straight up vomits during fight.
Yeah. She eats alien shit at one point.
Ugh, tastes like shit.
Wow, shocker.
Yeah, I don't know. And then this is the other thing too. I don't want to talk about that particular comment because I don't want to give any credence to it because it's a really stupid comment that people have been sharing around, and I know people know what I'm talking about regarding Millie Alcock.
No, we're not affiliated with the Spurs with that.
Yeah, I'm not affiliated with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the only thing I would say is just like I didn't like the decision of making the roots of her hair like brown and then like with the blonde coming out. I just thought that looked really weird of a choice. I think she should have just been a full blonde like she's done before. So I don't know. It's just that the decision was made, but I don't know. Maybe it was just to help make her look messy. I don't know. It was a weird decision in my opinion. But anyway, yeah. So she has this fight with this big one, and eventually Knox gets him off. I can't really tell if anyone dies in these action scenes because like it's kind of weird. But she gets the sword.
I guess we're not supposed to think anyone's dying because
you're not supposed to think. Period.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, so she does give the sword back to Ruthie. Ruthie is very grateful, and that's that. Then Kara ends up back to her ship. Ruthie comes in, and she's saying, "Oh, you should help me and find Krem so I can kill him." Is like, you shouldn't do that. Killing is bad. So this is like one of many times that Kara will say the same thing to Ruthie in particular. So yeah, killing is bad. Excuse me while I go and take a piss with the door open. So there you go.
It's funny. I don't get it.
Yeah, so but she's requesting him to help. As like she walks off, Crypto is going out and playing outside, then suddenly and then Ruthie showed up, and then Krem showed up because of course he didn't. Yeah. So Krem is kind of walking around because he's looking for a ship. That's kind of why Ruthie was saying like she wanted help from somebody because she knows Krem doesn't have a ship right now, and he's going to be trying to looking for a way to get off the planet. So maybe this is the best time to go and kill him. So yeah, luckily he just finds Kara's ship and is there. He's eating her cereal because of course he is. He's eating something. Then Crypto, he's trying to charge at Krem, and Krem shoots him with the dart. Yay! I mean, no.
No, it's supposed to feel bad. It's like John Wick.
Yeah, so now it's like I didn't want to help in this revenge quest, but now I need revenge on my dog. I'm not here. I'm sorry for your family. Truly, I am, but I'm just going for my dog, bro.
And she makes it very clear that this is pretty much purely for that reason.
Yeah. So like, there's like this witch doctor that Ruthie sends.
That wasn't love with you. Bum 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 bum.
Yeah, with sending Crypto. She says that Crypto's gonna die in 3 days, and all this stuff. And which is like, so this is one of the big things with Woman of Tomorrow is that Crypto was shot with a regular arrow in the original comic. He was not shot with a poisonous one. And Crypto was not actually dying.
Yeah, it's a twist at the end.
Yeah, it's like one of the biggest thing here was that Supergirl lied to Ruthie about, Crypto's dying, we need to save him, that kind of stuff. Just as a way to, one, be a part of this mission with Ruthie, but eventually going to show that, with everything that happened, I'm not going to kill Krem for something like that. So I don't know. So it's like, you don't want to base yourself on like a particular thing like that and then, stoop to his level by killing and that kind of stuff. Now, so the problem with this particular thing in general, it's like that whole thing with the revenge is bad. And I know that's like a big talking point nowadays. Even for superheroes to not do that anymore, unless you're Batman, because only Batman and Spider-Man, I guess, are allowed to kill. So there you go. But then but Supergirl's an anti-hero according to Craig. So
how? What about Supergirl could possibly make you say that?
I mean, she saw her planet get exploded. I would destroy the world if I did that. It's like, I don't fucking care about you. It's like, Supergirl would not do that. And it's like, oh, Superman. Oh my God, Supergirl has the same values as Superman. Yeah.
Yes.
Like Nightwing has similar values to Batman. Oh, I wonder why. Like, oh my God.
Nightwing saw his family die as a kid. Is he an anti-hero?
Same with Batman.
Yeah.
What about my uncle? Did you give him a chance? Yeah, he's still out there. I just like that line. Yeah, so
there's a very funny movie.
So yeah, Crypto is actually dying and has a 3-day time window and all that stuff to do that. Again, as we're saying, Crypto not dying is the twist there because again, the story is mainly focusing on Ruthie and her experience and all that stuff. But like having Crypto actually dying is kind of like overseeing what Ruthie is going through. And I understand that like, oh, but like we're here, it's a Supergirl movie. Well, it's a Woman of Tomorrow kind of adaptation. If you want to kind of adapt that, you're gonna kind of have to focus on Ruthie because that's the nature of the book. If you don't want to do that, maybe don't adapt this particular book. That's my opinion, which I strongly believe. But even if I ignore that, Supergirl is still, I'm not going to help you on this revenge quest because I don't want to get you involved. Now I know it's like, but don't kill though, okay? That's okay. Okay.
So right.
Yeah. So then, she goes off to so Krem does take her spaceship and flies off. So Supergirl goes to a bus stop to go and try to find where Krem is and all this stuff. So and then Ruthie sneaks on because of course she does. That's not the last time this will happen. And then they get attacked, and then again, and then they get attacked by space pirates. Now, here's the thing. This is the part of the comic where a giant blue dragon is attacking the bus, and Supergirl asks for like somebody. Does anybody have a red kryptonite pill? And she takes a bite out of it, and then she becomes like a phoenix force fighting a dragon.
Such
No.
like surreal and like vibrant, like holy shit, like when you're reading it, like looking at what's happening. And then what do they do here? Just that's just some people came on this bus. And there's a Seth Rogen cameo.
Yeah, but you see they do like they do the thing where they like teleport and stuff like that. That's cool. Okay. So is fighting a dragon.
Thing, I guess, sure. Yeah. You know what's cooler? A big space dragon.
Yeah, no, so and then there's a lot of that Guardians banter. I don't even remember it anymore. But
I can't either.
Yeah, so Ruthie comes over and she's there. The space pirates are there. They're like they want to steal all the valuable stuff. And then Ruthie didn't really want to give up the sword. Kara gives them the sword, but then uses that time to take off the teleporter off their hand. She does like they do one of their battles where there's a lot of action scenes in this movie now that I think about it. But like it's a messy thing because there's like a point where like she teleports under somebody's ass. It was the one that she called CLX. Which was interesting. There was a lot of
I didn't even catch that in the
there's a lot of bald aliens there. She did that one thing where like she does like a screeching sound to one of the aliens. Yeah, and then they're just kind of like fighting and all that stuff. She gets behind like a door where I don't know. She starts putting on the spacesuit because I guess she felt like they're going to send her out into space. So right now she doesn't have any powers because she is under the red sun, I guess, but she isn't really though because like she's in a bus in space. But okay, I guess so. She has no powers. Then they jettison her
out. The way
out.
the sun affects her, it's very weird mechanically.
Yeah, like she gets jettisoned into space, and then it's like her face starts freezing over and all that stuff, and it's like, oh, she's dying, that kind of thing. But then suddenly the planet kind of like rotates just enough so that the yellow sun, is like now shining on her face, and she instantly gets her powers.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
And
now,
so it's like it's not like they lose their powers at night. What so this direct, like they need to be in direct contact with the light from a star is I don't get it.
That and like even like in the later scene, like when she gets poisoned, like I guess she was she was not listening or had super smell or anything like that. Like that. Oh, somebody's putting poison in my drink.
What'd you do to my drink?
Yeah.
You what?
You asked for a couple of ice cubes, and I only put one.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. No, but like, yeah. So the thing, but in that scene too, like later, she doesn't seem to have like a lot of her powers, just so that she can get poisoned. And there's like like Screen Rant pitch meeting just said, like, that we're gonna constantly have like a lot of times where she's just not gonna have her powers because she's too powerful. So like, so she gets poisoned again. She gets hit by another color sun, and then we do it again. Sounds like a good movie.
Yeah.
Barely an inconvenience. Yeah, so she instantly gets her powers and she decimates the space pirates. Again, not cool. Fighting a dragon is cooler. Yeah, so then they make it back to the bus stop, which is it was really funny, like seeing, like, the official DC account was saying this is from the comic and this is from the movie. It's like, no, please stop embarrassing yourself, guys. Like, you could see like how much colors in the artwork, and like and then you see like it's just a bunch of gray clouds and like a silver color kind of like stand, and then the next shot you see is the alien shit.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
KFC was selling those drinks. I didn't get to try any of that.
Oh yeah, I saw like some ads doing some eat Supergirl meal. I didn't get it either.
Yeah. They're called Sclarian Raiders. Gotcha. From the Legion of Superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
So you want it? So this guy, God, I hate James Gunn, bro. I don't like time travel. I don't like the Legion of Superheroes because I think they're stupid. Let's just do okay.
Yeah, James Gunn, the comic book fan.
Yeah, so that little thing that kind of acts like the shrunken head from Prison of Azkaban. Take it away, Ernie. He was telling us
it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Bumpy ride. Yeah, so he just he suggests to them, why don't you ask the prisoners you tied up and all that stuff about where you can find Krem. And it's that's a great idea. So she goes and asks, and the first thing she does is she does her heat vision and like puts it next to her ear, kind of a thing. It's like, yeah, that's totally what Supergirl would do.
Yeah, she's an anti-hero, of course.
Yeah, it's like honestly speaking, I think there's a lot of things in this film that's like, man, the stuff that we were saying that people were saying in 2013 is just kind of coming back. Like, but the takes are different. I don't know, man. It's an interesting experience being a DC fan. As if Marvel's any better. But yeah, so here's what they say. So you're gonna find Krem on the planet Bilky. Named after
that's the artist of the comic.
The artist of the comic.
I wonder what type of planet that is.
Yeah.
Who resides there?
Yeah. So on the planet Bilky, you'll find them there. So, and then while they're there as well, there's like a couple who, I know a point of contact that can help you find them. And but they kind of wander off a little bit. So then they go to another bar where like there's like a bunch of other aliens and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, let's arm wrestle for Ruthie," which is
well,
yeah,
didn't
they're like
the
that was
didn't the space pirates earlier talk like isn't that where we learn Krem and the Ravagers? Sorry, don't know where that came from. I mean
the brigands.
brigands whole deal about exactly what their plans are, how to repopulate their species.
Yeah, so that's so she asks like what are they doing on Bilky? That's like a dead planet. And she's like, "No, it's this is where like the brigands they kidnap a bunch of girls um to make more sons kind of a thing."
Yeah.
And this isn't put into question or this isn't put into like any kind of like anything. Well, okay, it's like, well, she said girls, but maybe she means women. Like you don't know that. She's an alien. She's an alien. What does she know?
You may think that, yeah, but
yeah. So one of the things that so they go to another bar, like another cantina scene, where the singing person there is singing a Brazilian song apparently. This alien is singing a Brazilian song, I guess, from Earth. So there you go. But
sure.
But yeah, so this one alien and Supergirl are kind of like bringing Ruth's chair back and forth, which I was not comfortable with at all. So they went for an arm wrestle and that kind of thing. And then a bigger alien comes in and is like, "Oh, let's arm wrestle instead." And then she breaks his wrist, and then they all point the guns on him, and then they do like a long minute 30 seconds of like, "This doesn't look good for you guys. Anybody want to take a seat? No?
Yeah, you? Before we get started, I don't want to get out."
Yeah. Cap is shaking his boots here. And then she tells Ruthie to sit down, and like the camera focuses on her sitting down, and everything else is just in the background with the action scene because you can't see shit. Like I don't know. I guess I want to treat it like it was like the Lois and Mr. Terrific scene, but that scene looks way better from the Superman movie.
Yeah, I know this scene. I guess like you said, there's a lot of action. Like for this one, they wanted to be like, well, we'll frame this one like this, but I'm not much of a fan.
Yeah. Then it kind of like lasts for a few minutes, and then all the aliens are just scared and leaving her alone. And then there you go. Like, then those two, like that I was saying, they're, "Oh, I want to find Krem and all that stuff." Oh, the brigands there, we have information about them, contact. But like before that happens, Lobo is just here, I guess. And then Lobo is looking for a completely different brigand, like a completely different one. Mm-hmm. And is like, "Oh, you know this guy? You think I'm a liar? Well, I do.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was Jason Momoa's dream casting. It's what he always wants, what the fans always want, and it's finally here. And it's he is here. He's in this movie.
Like he's okay from a certain standpoint. It's just that my biggest thing about him is like, one, I think he's a lot less manic than he should be.
Yeah,
like he's a lot more energy.
Definitely seemed too like held back.
Yeah, and it's like, and then like there's a few things like
he doesn't say fragging.
He doesn't say any of his catchphrases. Fragging, main man.
He doesn't say I'm the main man. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just like I think the pieces are there. It's just like, but like like every time Lobo shows up, it's like, and then Lobo shows up. There's like no purpose as to like when he comes or like when he's there, and it's like you can cut him out of the movie and nothing will change.
Yeah, because
actually that's not true because that's not true at all because like in the movie, Lobo saves Supergirl's life twice.
Oh yeah,
for another action scene. You know what a great women empowerment, being saved by the main man, at that. Yeah, so Lobo's just there, and then Ruthie's like, "Oh, I'm looking for Creme of the Yellow Hills," and it's like this useless information. It's like for revenge. It's like you're looking for a brigand. They're looking for a brigand. I don't know what the fuck is the useless information coming from, but it's all because because Supergirl decides to go in as like, "Hi, I'm a valley girl from Metropolis."
Yeah.
It's like, why?
Okay.
It's like, even if like, I mean, he's an alien. What does he know? But like, unless like you just assume like, does he know what Earth people sound like? Like, why does she need to talk like? Like her talking normally could have been like fine too. I have so much of an issue that Supergirl has like learned so much of like the Gen Z quirky whatever weird shit that they do. Like in the 3 years or however long she's been on Earth, I have no idea. But then Superman can't learn a lick.
It has to be less than 3 years.
Yeah, and Superman can't learn a lick of Kryptonese.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, but so they go ahead and like spend all that time like, doing nothing. Then Lobo just leaves. All right. Then the couple, they say, "Yeah, come over to my place and we'll bring you to the person who will take you to Krem. And then I need you guys to sit in this room for a few minutes so that we can make sure the contact gets here." Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't suspicious at all.
Not suspicious at all. Someone with super hearing could probably hear what the plan is. Yeah, or with super sight.
Two actually doesn't have those.
Yeah. So then so there's a few times where Ruthie is asking about it. Is there another one like you? It's like, yeah, there's my cousin. I call him Clark.
Not Kal-El. Clark.
Like
Carr calls him Clark.
Like, can you guys please just get this one thing right, man? Like, can you guys like I hate the DCU so much that like they treat saying Kal-El like it's a slur. Kal-El? You mean that thing that Wonder Woman used to say? Kal-El, no. I genuinely think that ruined Kal-El forever. I'm not gonna lie, because like with how DCU has been going and all that stuff is like I genuinely I have no faith. I have no faith that anybody will fucking care. And then you have these fucking idiots talking about like how, oh, Superman doesn't have trauma. He comes from a planet where his fucking people died and he never got to live there. That's kind of traumatic, bro. Oh my god.
Well, you wouldn't know he had any trauma from that from his movie.
Hey, why would he have learned Kryptonese? I mean, like, who's gonna speak it to? Like, I don't. But we have like languages in this world that are dead languages, but people still learn them because it's preserving a history and that kind of thing. Or in a lot of cases, I don't know, like the comic that you guys like was All-Star Superman. Let's not talk about the part where, like, I don't know, a lot of the stuff that he has is either historical knowledge on Krypton or things that he's learned from Krypton that could like be helpful for the humanity moving forward, because they have some levels of technology that Earth can never imagine. Like, I don't understand like why it's such a confusing topic, like to have the guy just care just a fraction about Earth. And I don't know. It's just the John Byrne bullshit, and he doesn't even like his iteration of Superman. So I don't know. Oh God. And I haven't even got to that scene yet. But anyway. Yeah, so during this time is I call him Clark. People call him Superman and all this stuff. Yeah. Don't call him Kal-El, I guess. Okay. But then and then later she asks like is your cousin also mean and rude? No, he's a big nerd. I mean, he sees the good and I see the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she really adapted like the Gen Z mannerisms, like Hollywood Gen Z mannerisms. So I don't know. It's just really awkward to me because like I don't know. It just doesn't feel like somebody who came from Argo City, Krypton, would just like naturally go into like these kinds of things. I don't know. It just not doesn't feel natural to me at all. But maybe I'm overthinking that part. To be fair, but ignoring
No,
that,
I see where you're coming from. It's like
yeah.
really just like because she's on Earth, less than 3 years, and it has become like almost stereotypical, uh, like you said,
Yeah.
Gen Z Valley girl, like the act she puts on for a logo isn't too far removed from how she actually is.
Yeah, that's and then you have Superman is like doesn't act like any person exists. So okay. But Superman is special. Yeah, he's special, all right.
No,
Um
short but special.
yeah, so she says, yeah, Superman is a nerd, but he's very nice and kind and good. He does it's like he hasn't really experienced loss or pain or that kind of stuff. It's like, please stop it. And then it's like, and then she kind of like leads into like, it's like he hasn't dealt with things like me or you. And it's like, and then it's like, so Ruthie losing her parents is like, I guess, worth more to Kara than what Superman has gone through, which is kind of like weird. And then this is like the other annoying thing too is like, because Jimbo is always talking and always yapping and always having receipts and all this stuff. Because like in Peacemaker season 2, one of the things that he said when they show the flashback that Superman and Supergirl were working with the Justice Gang, he also said that they've been working with the Justice Gang multiple times and with each other multiple times. Yeah, and I guess this guy just did not care about anything with Krypton or like had any conversation of what were my parents like, or which to be fair, she was born outside of that, so it's a little different. But like I don't know. It's like even like what was your uncle like? What was my uncle like? Uncle Zor-El or whatever. Like I don't know, or like what was Krypton like, or what was Argo City like, or is there anything that I could learn, or like I don't know, man. Like anything. Like the guy doesn't ask any questions. He doesn't have any kind of like. One of the things about Superman is his curiosity, his ingenuity, his interest of like wanting to know things. Like if there's something like, I think one of the most endearing things that like he has is like where he learns Kryptonese and all this stuff. He learns it on his own, and then when he actually speaks to Zod or like to Supergirl, his Kryptonese is just not that great, and it's like that's kind of dejecting. But like it kind of happens because like he doesn't have anybody to teach like to learn it from. So it's like, or in other cases, like in Pre-Crisis, you have Superman actually knowing Kryptonese more than Supergirl because Supergirl came from Argo City, which was more detached in the years afterwards because of the split and all that stuff. So he has more knowledge of Kryptonese because he does time travel, which is another thing that, to be fair, Jimbo says he hates time travel, so that kind of nukes a lot of Superman's character because like a lot of like his interest comes because of time traveling. Which I can understand the pros and cons with that. But at the same time, it just I feel like a lot of it kind of shows what is missing with the character too. But anyways, I mean that's a lot of rambling. But yeah, so she talks about her origin, about Krypton, and how it was Zor-El and Jor-El that were both like telling the council that you know, that Krypton is going to explode, but they weren't listening, and all that stuff. Zor-El,
Given what we know about this Jor-El, maybe they had good reason not to listen to him.
Yeah, so you got the planet KKK, because it's kind of what they look like, to be honest.
It's very, yeah, imagery isn't the best,
especially after the last movie. Yeah, so Zor-El and Allura, they both evacuate into Argo City with a lot of Kryptonians. Creates a force field system that separates the chunk of them from Krypton, preventing it from so it doesn't get destroyed, basically. During this process, there is like a moment where Allura is looking into the sky. There is a rocket ship that flew up into the space, and she says, "It's Kal-El, the one that's going to conquer worlds."
The one the one your brother has declared a conqueror of worlds.
And it's like, what the fuck? So not only does it like double down, triple down, quadruple down,
if there are any doubts that that it's real, even though there shouldn't have been, they're
he's supposed to spread his super seed all over the earth and all that stuff. So he just Kal-El was sent to conquer worlds and all this stuff, and his own uncle and aunt knew about it. Now, I don't know if Supergirl knew about it, but we'll get to that in a second. But basically, just kind of finishing these scenes, because they're all, I mean, people say this is the best scene in the movie, the Krypton stuff, mainly because like it's just a lot of heavy-handed dialogue that makes it sound really sad, and the actors are speaking another language too, so so like, and God, I keep thinking back to that Superman scene, and it's just like, you have a cousin that's speaking in another language, and like in all this time he doesn't try learning that language that his cousin is into, but she learns English perfectly. Can't stand
it. Really fast she learns English, and he can't.
Not one sentence. Who's he going to speak it to? Okay. So they do escape onto Argo City. Obviously Krypton still explodes as it is. As much they could save. And then 8 years later, Kara was born. So they didn't do the thing where people were thinking, oh, Kara was there on Krypton, that kind of thing. No, Superman is still older than Kara, and she was born on Argo City. She has not experienced Krypton herself, that kind of thing. So it is a bit, some of the headcanons were not headcanoning correctly. Now, to be fair, I think Woman of Tomorrow also goes with the pre-crisis route as well. Like, Kara was born in Argo City specifically, not on Krypton, if I'm not mistaken. I think so.
Sorry, that had me for a second. I believe you're right.
Yeah, so it is the same there. I know some people were kind of upset with that because they really like the panels of Kara with baby Kal-El and all this stuff, and I get that. I understand that. But it is like, technically that is true to most canon of Supergirl and Woman of Tomorrow itself, is that, Supergirl was born on Argo City after the destruction of Krypton, when the planet was separated. She was, I think she was the only person born if I'm not mistaken. I don't. I might be wrong on that.
I don't remember.
Yeah. In this movie, you can definitely see more children than just Kara.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is like, so Kara was growing up, but Allura was dying of radiation poisoning along with a lot of citizens in Argo City because of the exposed mineral of kryptonite that was there. A lot of the citizens were dying to the radiation and all that stuff, and Allura also dies as well. And then Zor-El. So the weird thing here is like Kara looks completely fine in all of these scenes. Like I never felt like she was like feeling sick or like she feels like she was dying too. I don't know. It's just like I don't. Did that come off with you as well?
No, yeah. I guess you just got lucky and just didn't get sick. I don't understand.
Because like the Zor-El and Allura, they're both clearly dying, or you can tell that they're dying. Crypto. But
there's nothing because in the comic, they had that, they had the lead shield that protected them for a time.
Yes.
But here, yeah.
Is that also in Woman of Tomorrow? I know that was in Pre-Crisis.
Yes, that's also in Woman of
The
Tomorrow.
lead shield was also there.
That they built the lead shield, yeah.
Yeah, I know that was a thing in Pre-Crisis as well. I mean, so in Pre-Crisis, the thing is like the way, so like when Zor-El was there, I mean, Zor-El was smart. He was not as smart as Jor-El, but like he was still pretty smart. One thing he was doing during because the radiation poisoning, it's not a Woman of Tomorrow centric thing. That was a thing that happened in Pre-Crisis as well. Is that like Supergirl is not Supergirl. Like, the citizens of Argo City were dying of the radiation poison and that kind of thing. So they were trying to think of solutions of how we can keep continuing to live on this rock. I know, like, obviously the ideal thing to do is like, could you send out for help or like take a ship and like jettison and find a way to get people off the rock and that kind of stuff and all that stuff. To be fair, comics are a little bit unclear on the timing of like how long things take. I mean, I know Supergirl herself is like an example since she actually gets off of Argo City. But at the same time, you don't know like where they are in space or like if they ever found help or anything like that. And then in other cases, you got the bottle of City of Kandor, where her parents kind of end up anyway. But like one thing that they do figure out is that he does create like kind of like it's similar to the Phantom Zone, but like it's kind of like a different name because they have a lot of alternate reality kind of things, guns that do that. He tried testing it on themselves, but like it didn't seem to work. So that's why they sent Kara out into space to go find her cousin on Earth. But then as they do that, they actually do, both Allura and Zor-El do get to teleport from that teleportation gun. And they're the only ones who survive. Everybody else in Argo City does die. That's in the comics, at least pre-crisis. I don't remember if Allura dies in Woman of Tomorrow.
I don't remember if they show it here, but I think the implication is still that everyone in Argo City died.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's also, the thing is, like, Woman of Tomorrow is like technically not canon, and it's like technically canon. It's a little weird with its placement.
It's one of those quote unquote loose canon stories.
Yeah, because like there is like a canon thing like where Superman gives Supergirl crypto for the weekend, kind of a thing, which is supposed to lead into Woman of Tomorrow. And then technically the events of Woman of Tomorrow gets referenced a lot in the actual canon mainline books, so it's a little confusing as to is it canon or not. But if we go canon wise, I mean, Allura and Zoro have been in other stuff too. So, and they're like alive. So yeah, I'm not too sure what they're going for, but like, I don't know. I just kind of felt like the Allura thing, her dying, was just to make it sad or more sad for the people, which is, I mean, it makes sense, but like, again, I'm telling you, like, she doesn't die in the comics, so unless it's like a different, I guess it depends on which one we're talking about, but yeah, that's a long conversation. So yeah, she dies. Zor-El sends Kara and Crypto to go to Earth. I mean, she was.
He knows about Clark being sent there
to calm
yeah, and doesn't tell Kara. He seems really unconcerned with that. It's like he just knew that
he's going to be a good
he
guy.
Became Superman and wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's like, then I just wonder, it's like, what's the point of that line then? Oh, it's Kal-El, the son of Jor-El. That's all you have to say. Like,
I guess just to have it known that
he's supposed to conquer
worlds. He was the
like,
bad one, and that Kara's. But no, then we learned that later. So, yeah, I don't know.
Nah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I mean,
I think if they didn't know, it might be less of an issue. I didn't think about that.
I mean, like a lot of people talk about their favorite line, or like the thing that got them a lot was like Supergirl saying in that line in the Kryptonese, like, "My life doesn't matter," kind of a thing. Yeah, like in a way that like she should also die too, with her parents or something like that. So again, I get it, but at the same time, it's just I'm not really. I just never really gelled with like this iteration of Supergirl, so maybe I'm not as forgiving as like when it comes to her writing, because I just feel like a lot of it is coming from the sense of like, I want to do this because it's different from Superman, and not really in the sense of like, is how much are we doing it because of Supergirl, or how much are we doing it because just to be different from Superman? So, but I think that's always going to happen, no matter what the topic is. So, kind of is what it is. But yeah, she lands on Earth, and then she's greeted by Clark. And he says that he's been tracking her ship for a while. It looks like you're from Krypton. I'm from Krypton too. And then she starts speaking in Kryptonese, and he's like, "Oh, I don't speak."
Jeez, oh man.
Oh, geez, Willikers, I don't speak your language. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. It was just like really. It's like, can you please speak a real language like English? Like,
I can't understand you. Go back to your country.
We don't take kindly to your part around here. Yeah. So, and the thing that really bugs me is like the sentence that she says is like, it has something. Maybe he doesn't understand the sentence. Fine, but then she says Kal-El in that sentence, and he can't acknowledge like, oh, I don't. And then he says like, I don't know what you're saying. So, do you know your name is Kal-El? Like,
yeah, it's that. Yeah, because he didn't react at all to that even. So, yeah, maybe we're.
Maybe he hasn't listened to
yeah, because I'm about to say the
message yet. Yeah. He's been listening to the parents' message like a lot.
So he must know his name is Kal-El.
Well, it's like, oh, I thought Kal-El was like another word in a sentence. Like
Well, but no, because the robots translated for him, so he would know that they're calling him that. Wait a minute, the robots. If he doesn't want to speak this alien language, could he get the robots to do it? He said he's been tracking her, so and he didn't prepare at all for. Oh, she'll probably speak another language.
I just gotta hope that she speaks English, the best language in the
Why is she
universe.
speaking? Yeah, he's really stupid.
Yeah, but Superman is supposed to be stupid.
Sure.
Don't you remember? Like, let's go send him to Brainiac's skull ship and without any backup plans, because backup plans is bad. It is inappropriate to treat an alien badly. And then here we have this Superman. Yeah, so then it's like, you're gonna eventually love this planet like I do. Let's get you assimilated. Oh, and by the way, your powers are gonna kick in right about now. Yeah, because that's how. Okay. And then it just kind of cuts around where she's looking into the skyline of Metropolis. Crypto's being a bad dog like usual. And then she becomes Supergirl. There you go.
Sure.
Honestly, I know we've talked a lot. We've talked almost the length of the movie, but there really is nothing. So yeah, so all this story is told to Ruthie. And then she's like, we've been waiting for a while. Why don't we go and check on where that contact is? And then she goes down to the kitchen, and then she asks about the contact, and then she takes like hey, you drink this drink. Told nothing bad about it at all. Did you do something to it? And it's like, how are you still up? You should be unconscious or dying. Okay. And then Krem comes in and is like, oh, apparently Krem has taken their daughter and said we were looking to trade you two girls for her
daughter back.
And it's like, girls is the key word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Kara's drugged, so she can't use her full powers because we need to nerf her. So then we're fighting in another brown location. And then the brigands come in and they start fighting, and it's like, oh, you she doesn't seem to be poison to me. And then apparently Krem just keeps like the antidote of the particular dart that he shot into Crypto on him, because like on a necklace, because I guess that's just what he does.
They said like because he uses like poison to interrogate people, and then I guess gives them the antidote after they get what he want.
Yeah. Yeah, so they come, they have a fight, and then there's fighting, boom, boom, slap, kind of shit. And then Lobo shows up because we operate on and then type of writing style. He's just there to fight a particular Lieutenant Drom Baxton or whoever the fuck that is.
Do you remember his name? I didn't.
Yeah. Wikipedia's open. Yeah, so they get in this thing, and then Supergirl, she is fighting a little bit of a banter. It's like, aren't you the ditz? It's like, funny, I would say the same about you. Touche. Yeah. And then she tells Ruth to like stay behind as she goes and finds all the brides, which they're all children. They're all children, and I don't think Supergirl is treating the situation as seriously as I think she should be.
Yeah, this guy's like Space Epstein, and the main thing for Supergirl is still about the dog. She's just like, I'm gonna get this back my dog
I need to get the antidote.
I guess I'll help these people out.
Yeah, it's like I get it. Like she is like saving them, yes, but like I don't feel like there's an urgency to save them because of the despicable thing that we're talking about. It's more of, oh, these are people I need to save, just like on any other Tuesday. Now, you guys wait here while I go get that antidote for my dog. Maybe the dog can wait. The CGI dog can wait. Especially since like she spent so long. That was the other thing that kind of annoyed me too, is like she spent so long talking about that's like the backstory and all this stuff. Especially like when you consider like she had like the urgency of like, we need to do this now because like my dog's gonna die in 3 days, that kind of thing. So I don't know. Then there's like no urgency all of a sudden. But yeah, so she tells Ruthie to stay behind as she goes and collects all the brides from the brigands and all that stuff. Then Ruthie goes off to find Krem because Krem is going after a particular bride that was the parents of the ones that he was trying to get them to get Ruthie in. So there's like 2 opportunities where Krem could have had Ruthie ahead of time, but he just didn't because the plot said so. Yeah, but like, so Ruthie goes after Krem. Krem is like doing the slow walking Epstein thing, and for Sarna, and then it gets to a point where like Ruthie has him for the line of like kill kind of a thing. And then Supergirl comes in and she grabs Ruthie and like, they fall off and all that stuff. And it's like, and then just a second later, because she flies back up and she looks into that ceiling, like that rooftop, and Krem is gone. And then just like
Nice.
4 or 5 seconds later, Krem gets a hold of Sarna, and then her parents come, and then he kills both of her parents right there. And it's like, and that fucking, like, that upset me so much. Like, in the sense that, like, even a rookie superhero would not do the fucking bullshit of this kind of thing. I don't care if she's 23 years old. I don't fucking care, bro. Like, you had some level of sense to grab Ruthie off so that she doesn't kill Krem. Why don't you just grab Krem instead so that Ruthie is not in danger, but also Sarna might not be in danger afterwards, where her parents will die. And not just that.
And also for your selfish reasons, you'll get the antidote.
And
Like,
yeah,
literally, if she
who has
just
the
grabbed-
antidote on his neck right now. Like,
Yeah, so
grabbing
literally,
Krem
if
is actually the
she
best
grabbed him-
option that you should have done.
It would have ended the movie just right there.
It would have ended the movie. And you had you literally and then Ruthie, I was so glad that they had her do this, but like the problem is like it's obviously not going to last because Ruthie has to be the one in the wrong, quote unquote, because like she's like chastising Supergirl, like, is that what you wanted? You got another person's parents killed. It's like
Yeah, you're kind of exactly right at this moment.
Like it's actually quite dog shit in the sense that like how that was acceptable at all. Like, you literally had Supergirl be responsible for the death of two other people's parents. For what? This whole like, oh, but revenge is bad. Like, I understand that, but like that's like a completely like 180 of like, because one, what if Sarna wants to be the one that like, or whoever this character is, like, what if she wants to be the next person, like, oh, I want to go and kill somebody too? Are you going to do this whole quest fest for this thing too? No, you're not. You're not going to do that because you don't actually care. And that's my biggest issue is like the way they characterize Supergirl is like, I like the whole thing, because like the thing that Ruthie keeps explaining again and again is like, you're not great, but you're kind. You're not perfect, but you're good, that kind of thing. I understand that, but like even then, it's like this is like a complete dog shit thing to do. You had somebody's parents die with Ruthie, but that was under the circumstance that like Ruthie just couldn't do anything in that point in time. Okay, but then in this moment, you have another girl have her parents be killed by the same guy after you know this person that you were doing this whole quest for the last 72 hours is like going to try and kill him for that particular reason. And then her parents die. Somebody else's parents die. And she was responsible for that. It's like it's such a dog shit, like crypto shit kind of thing. I just don't really understand why this was like written at all. Like it doesn't challenge anything. It doesn't Supergirl doesn't feel bad about that. She kind of treats it as like, oh, it's just some other thing. Like there's like no guilt for this kind of thing too, getting somebody else's parents killed. But like I don't know, like her parents did poison her to save her to get their daughter.
Yeah, she wanted them dead. new theory.
My God, it's like it's really bad. Like I cannot fathom like how the fuck this was okay.
It really is an insane just like sequence of events. It's also like like how in just a few seconds it just easily gets away from a person with super speed who can see through walls, who could hear from like from a really long distance.
But and then they just randomly show that Superman like Krem has super strength, and it's like that's not relevant at all.
Yeah, pretty much. There's no point of that.
He catches a foam tank. It's just so that when Supergirl beats the fuck out of him later, that he's strong enough. I thought you were stronger.
I guess that's why you can. What is that? Why? Yes, there's not a puddle immediately. I guess, but no. But then even then, they have where she's weakened too, again,
and because she's always weakened.
Mm-hmm. But then also here, like there was the implication that Ruthie, might have actually killed Krem. This little child might have actually like beaten this like huge dude with super strength.
I don't like my biggest thing is like I don't know where, because like you have a scenario where another child lost her parents to the same person that another child is trying to kill, and you're trying to do this whole like, oh, revenge is bad, and like, oh, like don't do it because it will corrupt your soul and whatever. It'll get more weird later in the movie because of what eventually happens with Supergirl and Krem, but like I don't know, it's just like, but like I just think like there's like rookie level mistakes, and then there's like this. I don't think a rookie would make this type of mistake, especially since like she is at least competent enough to grab somebody away off that rooftop.
Yeah. There's the
grabbing
the person
Krem
trying to help and the bad guy. Which one
Yes.
should I grab?
Especially like if you grab the friend away, then the bad guy is going to walk off and do something else that he shouldn't be doing, which you know he shouldn't be doing because he has a bunch of brides, bro, that are children. Child brides. Like it's like it's sick and deplorable, and I don't know why this was not thought of at all. And like there's no thematic parallels with Sarna and Ruthie or anything like that. Like there's no like if that happened, like there was something Sarna goes through, or like if she becomes a relevant character later, like Abby or something. I don't fucking know. From the Last of Us.
Like a Last of Us Abby, you said? Okay.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like, but like it clearly doesn't matter because like, and then later in the scene, like they have, I think she's the one who shoots an arrow in one of the in the brigands, like at the end, and like Supergirl gives her like a nod of approval, like a thumbs up kind of a thing, and it's like, oh, I guess she can kill the brigand, but Ruthie can't. Like at the end of the movie.
I don't know, man. But listen, this was such a great script that
we had to
boost it up in the
yeah,
in development.
Yeah. yeah. So yeah, so Supergirl. So yeah, Ruthie just like yells at Supergirl about like, "Oh, is that what you wanted? You're so selfish and all that stuff." And then like, and then Supergirl, because she's angry. Okay, I get she's angry, but then she's like, "Then you stay here, and I'm gonna go after Krem." And it's like, yeah, let's leave her. Let's leave Ruthie in a criminal infested city because that's a great idea. And then she goes and like takes another guy and is like, "You send me to Krem right now," and uses her super strength to like threaten him and all that stuff. And then he takes her to Bilky, which we've now learned is a sex trafficking planet.
Yeah.
So what a great like homage to the artist that is the only one that kind of deserves any credit here.
Yeah.
And like
we named Space Epstein Island after you. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, but it turns out that you know, the planet is a good old like the planet with the green sun. So she's poisoned, but then it turns out, oh great, but Ruthie actually snuck onto the ship and like came in and drags her under like a cave and all that stuff.
And this is when she's going to fight the dinosaurs, right?
Yes. If you guys have not read Woman of Tomorrow, which to be fair, you don't need to, but in this particular scene, like where Ruthie is one being the hero for Supergirl as she is dealing with the effects of the green sun and all that stuff, and
which also in the comic, they get here because Krem through like a teleporting orbit them that put them in this new solar system inhabited by a green sun. Which again, the way the movie does it, where it's like it rises and sets, and just leaves a lot of like
it just like teleport. It just changes like every 12 hours or something like that. It's like
because we're doing this direct sun thing, like direct sunlight thing. Even though Superman he still has his powers at night, even though there's no direct sunlight on the Earth. So that means that even if even when the green sun sets, she should still feel the effects.
Yeah. No, but no. You see, because
she should still be feeling the yellow sun effects too. But so like when the green sun's out, so would they just like cancel each other out and she'll just be normal? I guess.
No, you are under the red sun, I guess.
Yeah, green and yellow make red.
Yeah, last time I checked. Yeah, so however, Kara is weakened by the green sun, and Ruth takes her under the cave. Now, as we were saying, in this particular planet, one second.
Yeah.
Hello.
Right.
Yeah. In this particular planet, the thing is, there is like a bunch of dinosaurs. That Ruthie goes off to fight and kill on her own. And it's like probably one of the cooler things that happens. And then afterwards, and then after that, Supergirl, she does get better, and then she kind of like she does like this thing where like it's like summoning a Pokeball, and like then she gets like combat this super horse, and like flies super fast in space, and then you have that shot of like her on the super horse in front of the sun. Yeah, like let's just do none of the cool shit,
of course.
Yeah,
and they just because I didn't look at that. This is what we're doing. Ugh.
Yeah. No, so but like here you have like Supergirl's accepting that she should die and all that stuff and Ruthie's like, no, you're great, you're amazing, even though she just said 2 minutes ago that like you're a terrible person.
Yeah, nothing has changed, but like at this point she hasn't seen or heard Kara do anything that would like change her mindset. Just now, oh never mind, I was wrong.
it's because she's dying. And it's like she feels bad, I guess. Yeah, so she tells Ruthie to go get some water. She goes and gets some water, but Ruthie finds that somebody's like in the lake, and then she gets punched in the face. Doesn't kill her, I guess. She gets sent to the prison where I guess Lobo's also there too.
Yeah.
And then like don't touch the spikes, they're poisonous and all that stuff. All right. Then a 200, so then Krem comes in, is like, oh, if you give me Supergirl, I'll let you live. What a great bargain. And then she spits in his face. He goes off and does a bunch of frat boy Fight Club stuff.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna kill you later.
Yeah.
Because okay.
Yeah, so and then this like 250-pound like guard just comes in and is like, oh, I want to speak to Krem. I'll do whatever he wants, and that kind of stuff. Which
she puts on like a helpless act.
Dramatic thing. To be fair, it's sick to me, but like I didn't like that. But like for the sake of the acting, she did good. I'll give her that. But like yeah. So then she climbs on the guy and then tries to kill him. And they're like flailing around like in the cage. Lobo's kind of excited and all that stuff.
He's watching like yeah.
And luckily none of them are getting stabbed by the poison darts, I guess. I don't know if Lobo is bullshitting. I'm gonna treat it like it's not, because it doesn't really tell me any reason why he would be lying. But yeah, I mean, luckily, like he's kind of flailing around. He did like kind of push her back towards the wall, but like she luckily put her foot on the bar, which again she's able to do well on top of a guy who's this heavy and that kind of stuff. But yeah, and then she kind of like hits him into the pole again. And I guess it either I don't think he was stabbed anywhere. So I just think he got knocked out somehow. And then that happened.
That seemed to be what happened, yeah.
Yeah, so then Ruthie is about to escape, and then she's all right, fine, I'll free Lobo too. All went all according to plan. And I like this one. Yeah. So Ruthie goes up to the roof. She sees Krem. She sees like there's like this like kind of like this metal wire thing that could like be used as a trap. So she goes and does that, but then Krem fires like his rope thing at her, and then like there you go. And then Supergirl comes in because now it's Yellow Sun. She's better. Oh, and during this time when she's like dying, she's just having a bunch of flashes of like Krypto dying and Superman giving her the suit. Oh, you should wear the suit because it's colorful, and being colorful means that you're good.
Yeah, it's color. Yeah, being colorful is how they know we're good or whatever.
By the way, here's Man of Tomorrow with the green and purple Buzz Lightyear suit for Lex Luthor. A colorful suit. By the way,
that's pretty colorful. Yeah, maybe Lex Luthor's a good guy.
Yeah, Brainiac wears a pink and green and purple. It's pretty colorful. The Joker. Yeah. So there you go. And and the reason why the suit is here, I mean, Ruthie just brought it with her. As like that suit is. There's nothing good about that suit. It's just a suit. It's not. It doesn't give me powers and that kind of thing. And then she's like, no, I got to wear the suit because it's the final act, and I guess I did an arc that means I need to be Supergirl. So there you go. She wears a Supergirl suit, and now she's fighting, and but then she gets immediately shot with a kryptonite dart.
Yeah, he has this now.
Oh, it's great. I've always wanted to kill a Kryptonian. because he does that a lot too.
This fucking guy. Yeah, he does this like
Absolute Epstein. Too bad that's not Deathstroke. But yeah, so yeah, but during this time, when he's like talking to her, it's like, oh, it'd be great to kill you, and then Lobo comes and saves Supergirl for the second time. So yeah, and then he finally kills that brigand that he's wanted to kill.
Yeah.
Cool. And then he holds Krem over the edge. And this thing like completely confused me. Ruthie like fell off the thing and she's like hanging on a thread, like literally. And and then Lobo is down. Lobo's like, and then she's like holding him over, and like Supergirl saying, "No, don't do it." And it's like she let her have revenge, like that kind of thing. It was like, but it's not right, wuss. And then he drops Krem towards Ruthie, and it's like, Supergirl, why are you not trying to get Ruthie? Then I don't know. She does like that action scene that looks so very similar to the Flash on the Himalayas fight scene.
Yeah,
it looked very similar. But like, yeah. So I don't know. She's like half powered, half not powered, that kind of thing. And then eventually the ship falls and like crashes and all that stuff. Luckily the brides that are all there, none of them die, luckily. It even gets to a point where like the ship falls into the water. Suddenly Supergirl is just able to fly, despite the kryptonite, and then the kryptonite just falls out of her
when she threw it, I guess.
She was wet, so that's something. Yeah, so yeah, and then we're in a bunch of brown.
We've always been in Brown Town.
Yeah, it's like you're telling me like different planet names, and I'm not seeing anything different.
It all looks the same. Just all brown dirt, grimy.
Like
nothing.
Yeah, it's like, it's also weird because like, I mean, one of the things that Woman of Tomorrow has in terms of his comic is like all the colorful colors are supposed to like kind of contrast with like kind of the bleak kind of story that it's going for. So having the colorful stuff is kind of meant to like distract you from that in a way, which it does work for a lot of people knowing how popular it is. But like with the movie, it's kind of like, oh, it's doing like brown and gritty stuff because it's like, because Supergirl's feeling that way. I mean, cool, but like that's kind of like every other down and brown and gritty kind of whatever. So it's like it doesn't feel any different from anything else. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of like whatever there. Yeah, and then Supergirl, like Ruthie just tells, the brides, they never got out. Again, we're just like casually talking about the brides, like as if this is normal.
Yeah, just another day. Just gotta save some child rights.
Yeah, so she gets them out, and then she hears that Ruthie is going to try and kill Krem again. So then she flies back out, and then she goes over, and then she does like, then they have like this big slow motion Zack Snyder kind of like with a really bad like music choice that
it's gonna take some time.
No, but you see, the scene is meant to reflect on Ruthie and how she feels about Supergirl. She finally gets it now, which I don't understand that point.
Everything is gonna be all right.
And then I think the funniest thing in the entire interview process that happened was Craig going like, yeah, that scene had like 45 different song choices. And it was because of James Gunn. We just had no idea what song to fit, and it's like, And then we eventually got onto this song, and the one that was selected by James Gunn. It's like, yeah, we know.
This is the most like James Gunn, non-James Gunn movie.
Yeah, like for some reason, like I don't know, it feels like it's just kind of coming off as like glaze, like, oh, like we're gonna be in the James Gunn DC universe. Let's make a film similar to him. Even though it's like that's not the requirement. It's like you're supposed, like, the one thing he said is like you guys should make films and shows based on your own personal style. So that's kind of what kind of throws me off. Like, this film doesn't feel like any of Craig's other work. And that's kind of what is kind of weird to me. Is because like it really felt like he was trying to emulate James Gunn and not like any work that he's done before. So I don't know. It's like maybe that's a different conversation in general, but like from Greg Gillespie's other work, like I just didn't really feel like I saw much that felt like it was him being the director or something like that. And that's why like a lot of people were kind of comfortable with like saying like, oh, this is a James Gunn script, a James Gunn direction or something like that. Because the thing is, like, at the end of the day, yes, he's a producer, and people say, why are you blaming him? He didn't do any of that stuff. It's like his fingerprints are all over the thing.
He kind of did.
Yeah, and it's like also, but like, and by the way, in the initial slate, he said he wanted Supergirl to be based off of Woman of Tomorrow. He did not give any choice for any other writer to pick what do they want Supergirl to be about. They had to do it based off of Woman of Tomorrow. Now, to be fair, for Swamp Thing from Alan Moore down the line is like, well, I mean, Swamp Thing is like a really popular storyline, and it's actually good. So it's like, but you can at least see like where if somebody were to make a direction of that, like they kind of have something to work off of. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, one of the biggest issues that really hinders it in general is like it kind of is based off of Supergirl, who's supposed to be a veteran season, but she's not season veteran. Here she's supposed to kind of be like a rookie, but like also an introduction to the character, which is not a good introduction to the character because, you know, all the reasons that we talked about earlier. So I don't know. It's just like, that's why it just kind of comes off as weird. And it's like, I remember like, I forgot what he, like, they were just telling us like there was like another song that they picked for that scene that was like really like corny. Like it was like a very like stereotypical girl song. I'm just a girl and I liked it or something like that. I don't know. I remember it was a really silly pick. Something like that. Yeah. Then Lanterns is coming out next month. All right, superhero fatigue is not a thing. It's just mediocre fatigue.
Hello. I'm returned.
Yeah. All right, we're just going through some of the Jimbo's lines. Superhero fatigue is another thing. It's mediocre fatigue. That's the problem. Why do you guys act like it's the worst superhero film ever? It's okay to be mid. It's okay to be mediocre. It's okay to be mediocre.
I mean, I'll take mediocre at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, Supergirl saves the brides. It's not treated like anything or of any sort. And then they have like this big slow motion thing of like her pretty much decimating all of the brigands there. A little bit of Ruthie fighting with her sword against them too. The Wombo combo. And then you have again. I talked about that girl. She kills one of the brigands, and Supergirl gives her like a smile of approval. And then it's like,
oh,
and then she does another pleading thing.
So they're gonna fucks with stuff later.
Yeah, and then she kind of does like a pleading thing of like with Ruthie again, like, please don't kill Krem. And this is after she like ragdolls him like triple, quadruple somersault, slamming him into the ground, kind of a,
yeah,
ragdolling.
Like I guess that's why it's the super strength, so she can do all this to him and not kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was like Superman and Supergirl. Try spinning, that's a good trick. Yeah, so she tells Ruthie, please don't kill him. Your soul is too good. It's not worth it. You will regret it. Kind of stuff. It'll not ease your pain. Ruthie walks away crying, and then she's like, all right, you should walk away so that so you don't regret it. And then she walks away, and then Supergirl picks up the sword and gives a look in her face. You think you're saving her soul?
Shut the fuck up, Krem. You're nothing. No, you're less than nothing. You're negative.
Yeah. And then it's like, that's for my dog, when she stabs him in the gut. It's like,
yeah, that's the first thing.
That's the first thing she says.
And then, and this is for what you did to the girl.
It's like through the neck, and it's like, it's like, So the lesson is, revenge is bad unless I do it.
Yeah. Yes, you're too innocent to kill him, but I'm not.
Yeah, so she kills Krem, and that's that. Now, the reasoning why this happened. So Anna said that when she read Woman of Tomorrow, she interpreted that Ruthie killed Krem, and she wanted to make Krem more despicable than how he is in the comic, and the way that they did it is by making him Epstein.
Yep. That's it. That's the whole reason.
So here's the thing, and then I remember Craig was saying like, there's going to be one part in the movie that's going to be controversial, but I think it's empowering. There you go. Now here's the funny thing. So Tom King has talked about that, how Krem doesn't die because that would defeat the purpose of the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's pretty easy. It's pretty evident from just reading it that they don't kill him. Two old people, an old woman bonking an old man on the head, and he grabs his head. He grabs his face in pain. That's it.
Yeah, that, and like the other thing too, Tom King is her boss. Like,
yeah, so either somehow this didn't come up, or he just didn't bother to correct them.
And it's like, and then Jimbo is also her boss, like, who said he loved the comic so much that he shits and cries and farts about it. So it's like, and then his favorite Tom King book, because he loves all of them, is Strange Adventures. So I don't know. It's like, I don't know how. So did he just not like ever have like some kind of like? I don't think Krem dies.
It's like, wait a minute, that's not what happened, because it goes against the entire comic. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Tom,
it's fine. This is a great script.
Tom, the second pillar of the DCU, along with the Moon Knight writer. The live action Death Note and Fan Four Stick writer.
Yay!
We're the three pillars of the DCU.
Yay!
Isn't that true that Krem doesn't die? Like, did nobody do that? Like, like how
guess-
how does
I
the
guess
how does the
nobody
script
did.
go up to a bunch of people and go through approval of a bunch of people, and then then the funny thing too, we have a lot of discourse that there was only 2 cuts that was shown, and both cuts were not really received very well. A few changes were made. Some changes that were made was by the Death Note writer, Jeremy Slater. Fantastic guy.
He makes really good stuff. That guy.
Yeah, so he does some rewrites and all that stuff. Oh, and like guys, don't criticize writers for bad writing. You know, a lot of writing is like based off of like what happens with like the direction. Direction could be shit too. Meanwhile, here's Christina Hudson and Andy Muschietti being in charge of Brave and the Bold. There you go. And it's like, look, even if I'm forgiving of the fact that like I do think like it is a lot of pressure on a writer to be in charge of the second film of the DCU. Like for somebody who has only had one writing credit, along with like theater acting experience. But like I think it's a lot of pressure to put on that person to not only write Woman of Tomorrow, but also like doing Wonder Woman and Teen Titans. Like that's a lot of faith in a person. That could be a lot for anybody. I think it would be kind of like if I was in that shoes, I think it would be kind of intimidating to be in charge of 3 particular things at the same time. Not to say that people can't do that, but like at the same time, a lot of like general writing things here, like how some of the basic dialogue is going around, or like how jokes are unfunny, or like how there's a lot of like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened kind of writing, or like how a lot of the action scenes just kind of just happen just for the sake of them. I don't know. And then, but I you know, obviously I can't blame like the fact that, well, I mean, obviously Anna is not in charge of like making the film look bland. So that's on the director.
That's on the
So it's like, oh, like why are you guys blaming just the writer?
There's a team effort and shit.
We all did bad together. Congratulations, Patrick. We saved the city.
We saved the DCU.
Yeah. So yeah, you have things like this, and then Supergirl eventually, like, so Supergirl is saying constantly in this entire film, like, you should not be killing and all this stuff because killing is bad and all that stuff. You don't really see anything from Supergirl in particular that is kind of like a parallel as to like, you shouldn't kill because when I killed, I felt that way, or something like that, But that's not what they're going with it at all. It's because Supergirl is like, I'm already so broken because of the Krypton thing that like I can kill and I won't feel any regret or remorse, anything like that. And it's like, you're not. And then, you know, I've also seen people say it too. Is like, I actually prefer like some people said they do prefer the human trafficking version of Krem only because like it gives some reason to kill him. And it's like, wow, that's like your only reasoning. It's like, that doesn't make it a good change. Like, I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So I just think like a lot of the decisions that they went with for Supergirl in particular is kind of like it's all based on a thing that wasn't even true. So it's like if this entire writing script process was based on the fact of like, I want to get to the point where Supergirl kills Krem, then it's like I think you kind of lost the point of what you're like going off of. So it's like, because like as she said herself, like the entire film is like kind of justifying this moment that I want Supergirl to kill Krem. How do I get there? That means like you're approaching the film entirely incorrect in terms of writing. So that's why, I mean, even that, like, I understand not everybody reads comics and all that stuff, and that's fine, but you're also not engaging with like the general audience either, as evidence of the box office. So, and I understand box office doesn't mean everything. You can have a lot of bad movies, like bad box office movies, be pretty good movies. Like it happens too. I don't think it's either of these things. But even then, it's like you're not really appealing to anybody. And then like comic fans who read the comic also are not liking it either. There's not a lot of word of mouth or anything like that coming into this movie. So
no, yeah.
Like, who is this for? It's for no one. You got to live, learn, and apply. Let's move on and like, let's just do Supergirl and Man of Tomorrow. Let's get everybody.
It's Man of Tomorrow. Jimmy Olsen, Grodd, Blue Beetle's back too. Look, guys, look.
More. Yeah. So that's like, and that's kind of the thing. And then, yeah, Supergirl gives the antidote to. And again, it's like you had Supergirl in the first kill shot that she has on Krem. The first thing she says is, "That's for my dog." That, I'm sorry, but like even then, that does not give any. And even then, like that second thing about this, what you did to that little girl, talking to Ruthie. What about the fucking child brides? I'm sure they were not having.
Was she talking about Ruth? I thought that little girl meant
no,
the one that
it was just Ruthie.
Okay,
because Ruthie's the main character. Ruthie's the main character.
Why didn't she say? I don't know why she didn't say that then. Like instead of the little girl. But maybe it's like
just say little girls.
The point.
It's like little girls because he did it to all of them. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying like the child bride stuff and like the like is it you did it because Mad Max did it. Like I'm sorry. Not just that, but like even like the reasoning for killing Krem, it's a deplorable, despicable, terrible because he's Epstein. I get that, but like at the same time, like she quite literally in the speech of like, this is why I'm killing you. It's because what you did to my dog, because that's more important. And then what you did to Ruthie, but then fuck all of the other.
And fuck everything else.
Well, maybe let's not use it.
In this bad word choice.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like that, whatever she went through, whatever she did, none of this thing really mattered. So like, even with like Anna talking about like, I changed this because I wanted to make more of a justification of Supergirl to kill Krem. And that being rooted in a place where she thought Krem died in the first place, when that was not correct. Oh my god, I'm reading it right here. Both Gunn and Gillespie described her as being an anti-hero.
What the fuck, Gunn?
Superman is also killed in comics too. That's the thing that's like kind of like not making sense to me. Because like I understand people did not like Man of Steel, especially in the situation of where they got Zod to. Superman has killed Zod before. And he didn't like it, but like he had like his reasonings as to how he had to get to that point. But even if I ignore that concept, like it quite literally is like a similar thing. Like Supergirl is a paragon of hope in some capacity. That's not a CW Supergirl thing. That exists in comics too. So it's like, I don't know. And then I also think like a lot of like, and then people doing that bullshit thing of like, oh, people are not caring about Supergirl because of the CW backlash that happened from the show that ended 5 years ago. It's like I'm not gonna say it's the same as like the Hal Jordan thing, because that's gonna be a full conversation next month or whenever that show ends. But like, I don't know, but Hal Jordan getting shit from something that happened 15 years ago, it's like, who fucking cares? I don't care what a film did 15 years ago. I don't care what a TV show did 5 years ago. Why are we responding to these specific people? Who cares about them? Just deal with the character that you're dealing with, or justify why you should use that character, or why do you like that character? Because like here in this thing, I feel like with how easy it was for these guys to like brush off Supergirl being bad in the box office, it kind of just comes off to me that they didn't fucking care about Supergirl. Like it didn't feel like they cared about like making sure the character was done well or like doing well and all that stuff. Which maybe that's not true because like they did have a second attempt and had somebody rewrite, even though they got a dog shit rewriter. But like, oh, there has to be evidence. But like even then, it's like look how accepting they were of it being bad in under 48 hours. And then since then, like since the release of that, we've had like so many like reports on like different new DCU things and new castings and new this, and this, that like it's just very evident they're trying to bury like that it's just not doing well. And I don't know, it's just like
to see here. Please disperse.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know. It's like so much of that just kind of comes off as like you don't actually care so much about that. And then here we are. And then Jimbo has compared this film to be very similar to Guardians. He says it himself, and then people get upset about why are you comparing him to that? And then like and then I'm also reading some reports because like some people because like they've also like said things like I don't really care for like the truth, justice, whatever being the tagline. That was kind of dumb. It's also interesting that they had Call Me by Blondie as like the song choice in the trailers, and like they don't use that at all except for like the credits, I guess. But I don't know, maybe that blonde, especially because like she's wearing a Blondie shirt for like all the movie, so I don't know, it's kind of weird too. And then you have a lot of people saying like oh, like she just looks like Star-Lord, she acts like Star-Lord too. A lot of the things just look like Ravagers. Supergirl looks too much like Guardians of the Galaxy 4 than a Superman follow-up, which was kind of concerning. Yeah, I mean, okay. Somebody, I guess somebody else saw that Lobo in the trailer was kind of being as like a misdirect of marketing purposes just to get because like I think like in the Woman of Tomorrow, Supergirl would like I think like she fought like a bounty hunter, so I guess they assumed that Lobo would be the bounty hunter instead, but that didn't happen. I just kind of ended up reading some reviews. This is like the opening where she's like fighting that guy who took the sword, or the bounty hunter.
Oh, that okay.
Yeah, okay. I was just reading reviews. I'll go back. So basically, I mean, then they end up back. So somehow she just gets her ship back, I guess, and then she's back on that Red Sun planet. Crypto is healed up again. Yay! Revenge is good when I do it. Mm-hmm. She doesn't tell Ruthie that she killed Krem or anything like that. And then Ruthie says that she's just, what are you gonna do now? You okay? You good now? That's an interesting thing to say to somebody whose parents died. You good?
You good?
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I'll just like go and live with my aunt and maybe become a swordsman like my dad. That's cool. Well, why don't we go and celebrate my birthday some more? Yes, of course. And I feel kind of I've said it before. I feel kind of bad for Eve Ridley, the Ruthie actress, because I think she did pretty good. It's just that the character does not exist.
Material was just not it.
The material that she's supposed to have here does not exist. They can't even give her like a tiara or something like that just to make her look more alien. They gave her a bomber jacket. And then she just doesn't have any other material outside of Woman of Tomorrow. I mean, they can force her in other stuff too if they wanted to. It's just I just don't see why they would want to do that. But yeah, then she just kind of like ends up then she just kind of ends up in like the goes back to Earth, is like, maybe I should be human.
Yeah, she's feeling great, even though killing is supposed to stain your soul or something.
Like, there's no reflection at all, like none whatsoever. It
Well,
doesn't even do.
She says, "I'm glad I met you, Ruthie."
Like, I'm glad I met you, that kind of thing. Cool.
Yeah, and that's nice, I guess.
Yeah. Supergirl, she ends up back on Earth. And it's kind of weird too, because like it's not like Man of Steel, like where he kills Zod and then it cuts to like a few months later. Where you can maybe kind of get like, okay, I think Superman's kind of gotten over it or something like that. No, it's like here, it's like everything's like immediate. It's like back to back to back. Like, I guess she felt nothing about killing Krem. It's like, why would you feel bad about killing pedos? Like, if you have to be a pedo if you're defending.
Yeah,
Not killing.
this movie's got a great shield. Yeah, yeah. You just like the movie where they say to kill pedophiles. Curious.
Yeah, even though it's like, even she didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, so she goes back to Earth, and Superman is like, and it's okay dialogue again. I think David is good. It's just that it's like, I just didn't want to get in your space, and like, but no, it's like, I think it's good, and I think I'll stay on Earth for more time. He's happy about that, Super Crypto's being a bad dog because he's always a bad dog. And then he's getting him the chocolates. Crypto, get out. And then that's how the movie ends.
Yep. And yeah, that is the end, as we said before. No extra scenes.
Yeah. So that happened.
Yep. That's this movie in a nutshell. It happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think that again, as I said, one of the worst discourses that is kind of happening in this film is more related to the fact that it is so easy to get the wrong lessons from this experience, that people will say that, oh, it's the problem is like giving women superhero movies, or like, oh, Supergirl's not that popular, you can't do anything with her, or you'll never expect her to do well in the box office, or that kind of stuff. And then the same people are saying, yeah, I can't wait for Clayface to do amazing for DCU. Which, I'm not disrespecting Clayface, but like at the same time, we gotta be honest. Like, how much is that really going to do for DC moving forward? Because like at the end of the day, Superman did okay, but it didn't do as it should have. Supergirl is the second. Yeah, and then Supergirl is the second film. Is like, oh, but like Incredible Hulk though, it's like Incredible Hulk did not do bad, from what I understand.
Yeah, it was not I don't think it was a box office bomb like this was.
I mean, it obviously didn't do as well as like Iron Man, but like Incredible Hulk did not like really do like how did it do? 150 to 65. I mean, it's not great. Because I think you have to double it, so it has to at least get 300. But I mean, to be fair, they were kind of on a shoestring budget at the time, especially after, and then Iron Man doing so well kind of helped keep it afloat as well. And then obviously they had Iron Man, but they also had like Iron Man 2 in development as well. But yeah, I mean, like my biggest thing is like people saying like a lot of the comparisons, like, oh, I mean, the MCU started with Iron Man instead of Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, the X-Men or whatever. I was like, yes, but Iron Man is an Avenger. They're leading up to Avengers. So I'm not expecting Spider-Man, and then it ends up being the Avengers because he's not an Avenger. I mean, well, it depends on which one we're talking about. But like, that's kind of my thing. Is like, and then also the thing is like, we also got to stop like acting like, oh, Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, Thor, like these are bums. They're not bums, bro. Like I understand they're not.
Who said Hulk is a bum? It's crazy.
Hulk being a bum
was
is
like the big three for a time.
Yeah. Now Hulk is like the jobber because like they've shown so much.
Now he's a bum.
They've shown so much clips from Brand New Day. It's just a bunch of clips of Spider-Man beating the shit out of Hulk. But it's like I understand it's meant to be cool, but like, at the same time, it's happening against the Hulk as well. So, but yeah, they've done that. That's also true too. You know, Supergirl not doing well against Morbius is like that's really bad.
That's really bad.
Yeah, but like you know, I also think like for like some other people too, it's like I understand like some of the discourse with you know with Millie in particular is like she was always getting hate or something like that, which I have seen that too, for sure. But then you also, I mean, she was also very popular from House of the Dragon, so it's like I also remember that as well. I mean, I feel like a lot of people doesn't seem to remember that. But I don't know. I just think like the whole direction that the conversation has went through has kind of went like all over the place to the point of like, I mean, you know, she's also kept her cool about but like at the same time, I also feel like there's been a lot of like questions and stuff like that. Like, it probably would not do so well for the conversation only because like you know how like the internet spins everything. So I feel like and then you see how like Rachel Brosnahan like also like deals with the same questions and like she knows how to like properly not like go in a place where it shouldn't go. Especially when it's not relevant to the things that she has to talk about. So it's like I don't know. I feel like some of that comes down with experience as well. I mean, Rachel mentor Millie. Not a bad look. I mean, me personally, I wanted Meg Donnelly as Supergirl, but like it's not for any particular reason. Like here, I just think like I just think like boxing yourself with Woman of Tomorrow's specific iteration of Supergirl, and then after watching this movie, where you don't even understand Woman of Tomorrow, Supergirl at all, it's like then if you can't even understand that version of Supergirl, then how am I supposed to trust you to understand any iteration of Supergirl? Not that I expected them to read any other Supergirl, so I'm sure like they'll do something like where she's like the Red Lantern Supergirl, if they go that far. But I also don't know like what reasoning would she have to like bring up killing Krem, unless like Lobo shows up because apparently he's also a Man of Tomorrow because like everybody's a Man of Tomorrow.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe she'll have an argument with Clark over killing Brainiac or something.
That is like, or Lobo snitches about her.
That could happen, I guess.
But it's also like
this one's a feisty one. You should see what she did to that Krem fella. Kara, you what?
Yeah, and that'll be resolved in 5 seconds because there's too much other characters and stuff to do that. Who cares? But it's a Superman and Lex movie though, because Jimbo said so.
Sure.
Yeah, but the DCU, Again, as I said before, as SpongeBob said, as Squidward has said, I'm on nobody's side. I have no affiliation with Snyder or Gunn, so I don't really fucking care about like who looks better and who doesn't look better and all that stuff. I have just been noticing as the watcher that like there is like so much of like when Peter Parker like wipes the eyeglasses and it's like it's the same thing, but just a different shade, where like some of the arguments that the Gunn fans use is like exactly verbatim what the Snyder fans used to do, and that
we have not
becomes
progressed. We have just shifted.
Yeah. And it's like it's just amazing because like you had an opportunity to restart DC, and in a time when like Marvel was doing poorly post Endgame, and you had the opportunity to restart DC and properly go through it with the vast amount of characters that you didn't have a restriction towards, like Marvel did for the first decade. And the fact that like you aren't really that much afloat. Like I understand like people feel like, oh, the DCU is not in a bad place. I get that because of Man of Tomorrow, but even Man of Tomorrow, like the thing is like that whole film process was like planned last minute compared to some of the other stuff in that slate that was said. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are just now getting confirmation about stuff like, you know, Booster Gold being confirmed, or
is there anything else?
I mean, Paradise Lost has confirmed their writers, okay. But even then, it's like Paradise Lost is like, even then.
What about Waller? How's that doing?
That's gone. That's gone.
It's gone. The Authority is confirmed gone.
Yeah. Jeremy Slater was supposed to do it, but it was so dog shit that he's like, can't do this at all. But you can stay in. But Deadline was cooking the fuck out of Gunn. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yes.
No, because like he was saying like, because they were saying like how Jeremy Slater was like working on The Authority and the script was like so bad that like they just had to like drop it completely, and it's like, but for some reason he also was asked to rewrite for Supergirl and all this stuff. It's like, dang, rating ass for ass, but not the good kind. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's just the universe is not really going anywhere.
Well, I mean, you got probably going down the toilet.
We can't forget about James Gunn's favorite guy, Rick Flag Sr. And then it's like you have like it's like a really funny thing where like he's doing birthday post, and like every other birthday post is like a very corporate thing, and then the one for Frank Grillo is like intimate.
Yeah.
It's like okay, I get it. It's like he wants everybody's favorite character to be for.
Stop trying to make Frank Grillo a thing. It's not going to be a thing.
Yeah. But then, you know, that's not the end of Mr. Tom King's content, because, you know, Mr. Miracle is coming out.
Yay.
Mr. Miracle, that was created by Marv Wolfman based off of Tom King's incredible run. Of course, the legendary Jack Kirby can't be forgotten. How could I forget?
They did.
Yeah. And then they announced, they also announced the Mr. Terrific show as well. which was like, oh, that's great. That's what people wanted. I get that too, but yeah, at the same time, it's like after everything that's been going through so far, it's like maybe the timing of announcing it was not the best. Oh right, and then also like because of like especially because like Wonder Woman fans in particular, they were like not happy about like the new slate of animated DC shows that were coming out. And then that was like also like really weird because like you got stuff where I mean we talked about my adventures with Green Lantern before. I really think making Jessica Cruz a tween is like really weird. I don't know why Jessica Cruz is the particular character that always goes to this, especially when they have a Teen Lantern as well. Like you could literally do this stuff too with her, and that'd be way better. I don't know. It's just I guess anxiety is only for those that are getting bullied in school. It's not for real adults.
Yeah.
That and then like DC Powers where they turn Guy Gardner and Black Lightning into students that need to be taught by teachers, you know, to people that are canonically teachers. Yeah, they've been turned into students. I was like, yeah, I understand. It's like that show's probably more meant for babies than like everything else, but like at the same time, it's like I mean, Black Lightning could use a really good rep, especially after all the dog shit he's been through since Super Friends. So I don't know. And then I guess we're gonna continue giving him dog shit. What else? There was also the Starfire
animated show.
Yeah, I was only excited for a Starfire in the sense of like, oh, a Starfire prequel show, with Tamaran and stuff like that. It's like, oh, like maybe there's like stuff you could do with that. But then it's like,
And then we saw the art. It's Teen Titans Go again.
Yeah. And like to be clear, like I wasn't saying like, oh, make Starfire based off of the 2003 one. Because remember, like that was like one of the rumored of like the next season. If they were to continue, they would have done a Starfire season focusing on her Tamaran arc. If they were to do more, but I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for actually doing Starfire correctly, but that's never going to happen. That will never happen. Yeah, Starfire is kind of locked into this Teen Titans era, either Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go, but I don't think the actual Starfire is ever going to be adapted, unless Jimbo knows ball. But does he?
At this point, I don't think he does.
Yeah, nah, that bro, it was so like I'm telling you, like I know I'm gassing it, but like it is like it was like just really funny. Like that weekend when Supergirl was like tanking, when the Wombo combo was Peter Safran giving his quote about like how it doesn't matter about Supergirl not doing well because she's a fundamental component into our future and that kind of stuff. And then you have the announcement of we are accelerating the green lighting of Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd show. Yes, that's great. And that was like it was around the same time when the Wonder Woman fans were also talking about how Jimbo's been lying about the Wonder Woman animated show yet again. Yeah, but and then after that we get Bane and Deathstroke.
Yay!
It was like all these things happening back to back to back. It was really funny. But yeah, Supergirl. Remember when Gorilla Grodd tried to kill Barack Obama? Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah. Now we're talking about making Gorilla Grodd will be a comedic character.
Grodd and Jimmy show. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, I mean, Supergirl, nothing really happens. It's a low stakes film in general, which is fine. That's not. I never really care about stakes and the size of them, and who cares. But like my biggest thing with the film is like one, I I really don't know why you would choose to do Woman of Tomorrow as your baseline, and then not just do that, but like also like do quite literally none of it. Like I can't even fathom like the idea of somebody like presenting like a pitch of like Woman of Tomorrow adaptation and like you don't have any semblance of color in the pitch at all. Like anything colorful or any of the whimsical things like and then the other thing too is like yeah, and then I think like one of the other things too is like I think what you could have maybe benefited is like if you did Superman in live action and then the second film being like an animated Supergirl movie, I think that could have at least been a stark contrast of like that could have been like something that could be interesting for a lot of people. One, you have a lot more freedom to do color this time around in animated form. But I still think you can do this in live action. I just think people are being weird about it. But if you made Supergirl like an animated film as the second film of the DCU, I think that could gave a lot of interest for a lot of people because like I like consider like the reception of Clayface, for example. Clayface is exciting people because it feels different from other superhero content. Like it
every
like
day
it
I see someone think that's in the Reeves verse.
Yeah. I wish. But yeah, but like with Clayface is like you actually see people interested because it's a horror aspect or like to have horror but in a superhero genre. And that's kind of why I feel like the superhero genre should not be ever fatigued at any point because like there's so many genres and ways you can go about superhero content that like there's like a plethora of ways to go about it. And I just feel like a lot of the times they don't really think about it or don't even consider it. But yeah, I'm like if you were able to like go from if you're able to get that kind of reception for like a horror film, I think a lot of people could have been interested in an animated film, but that's also set in the DCU like a live action movie. I mean, maybe you'll get some Spider-Verse comparisons here and there, but like Spider-Verse is also not meant to be super tied into like a live action universe, despite there being live action characters in there. But like, I don't know. I think like you could have gotten some interest or at least more interest from people from a marketing standpoint, from a general audience standpoint, if you went in the animated route. But then again, I don't think any content in this film it really gives me confidence that like anything they have would have done so well unless they, maybe properly adapted Woman of Tomorrow, which I'm not advocating for that, but I think it would have been way better than whatever they did. So there's that.
No, I mean, yeah, that's the unfortunate truth here. Yeah, Tom King's work has destroyed this version. It's remarkable how it got like like a work that I'm not that fond of, but it just did none of it. None of like what was even passable.
Yeah. And then I also see people saying like, "Oh, like I don't really care if like if it changes like Tom King's work because he's a bad person." So it's actually great that they did all these changes and all this stuff. I get that sentiment, but at the same time, like, one, the changes are not better. Like, let's not do that. And then, two, you still watch the movie. I mean, yeah, we also watched the movie too, but like, it's more of a review thing. I mean, that could have its own conversation. But like, I don't know. I just think like the conversation in general. I've kind of gotten numb to the fact because the dude is literally the second pillar of the DCU. Like, I mean, yes, Saffron is there, but nobody really cares about Saffron. So people only talk about Gunn and Tom King in this universe. So, like, we already knew it was fucked since that. Like, these are the guys in charge. Yeah, we're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the monkey's paw really really came on that when people asked for a comic liaison in the studio.
Reality can be often disappointing. Yeah. Let me look at the production notes because I think there's some interesting stuff in there. A lot of blame game stuff. Early December, Momoa was reported to be portraying Lobo in the film. He confirmed the casting by referencing an interview from a year earlier where he expressed interest in the role. While the character does not appear in Woman of Tomorrow, King's original pitch for the story was a team-up of Supergirl and Lobo in which they would take on similar roles of characters like Maddie Ross and Rooster Cogburn in the original novel True Grit, 1968. Yeah. Gunn said that Lobo was added in the film to help with adapting it to a three-act structure. He felt Lobo was the biggest comic book character that has never been in a film. Why, I don't know. Then Momoa's role was reported to be a cameo appearance. That is also not true.
Yeah, it's a bit more than a cameo, but like,
but you could still remove him and nothing would change, except for him saving Supergirl twice. The costume team based Krem's character design off of Woman Tomorrow's descriptions of him as a Viking and on further historical research they did regarding piercings and studs.
Okay.
For Lobo, the team was heavily influenced by his comic book aesthetic.
When they say Woman Tomorrow, are they talking about the comic or the old name for the movie?
The comic.
What are they talking about?
Woman of Tomorrow's description of him as a Viking. I mean, like, technically the space pirate stuff was like Viking stuff, but to be like, even and then, like, Woman of Tomorrow, the pirate ship was a pirate ship.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
But it just feels weird to me. We based off the description, not what he actually looked like in the comic. Just
a description of a Viking.
We took this wording and made it mean something else.
Yeah,
that just seems odd.
For Lobo, the team was heavily inspired by the comic book aesthetic of the 1990s and opted simplicity and faithfulness to his character. That's great. I wish there was more consistency on that. I mean, I thought Lobo looked fine. He could have looked a little bit better in terms of like some of the wildness. I mean, his motorcycle looked shit, but that's not too important, I guess. Again, no Fraggin, no main man. It's just weird. Gillespie, and then Millie Alcock said that the cape was using the same material as Christopher Reeve's cape. That was cool.
I didn't know that.
Gillespie noted that Woman of Tomorrow itself was inspired by True Grit and how it incorporated that into the script, while also citing Logan and John Wick as inspirations.
Because of course.
Yeah. Earlier versions of the script featured Supergirl wearing her costume earlier in the film. However, Gillespie chose to postpone it as much as possible because he felt it is thematically consistent with Kara embracing her responsibilities as a hero whenever she's ready for it.
Ugh.
So what do you think of that one?
Blech. No.
Thematically consistent with Kara embracing her responsibilities as a hero whenever she is ready for it. But like even then, like,
really
she doesn't.
that?
But she didn't really do that. She was like dying, and then like she just randomly started thinking about Superman talking about the suit, and it's like then she just wears the suit. It's not like she wasn't not wearing clothes. Maybe you would have a better reasoning. Yeah, so I don't know. It's like, and it's all for themes. So there you go. Meanwhile, Millie felt Kara's choice to embrace Supergirls occurs after she understands. Meanwhile, the sentence is really badly written. Meanwhile, Millie felt Kara's choice to embrace Supergirl occurs after she understands it is about selflessly helping others. Yeah, but
that's not really demonstrated
really,
in the film too well.
It's not really conveyed well in the film that way either. Mm-hmm. Gillespie also described Supergirl as being a road movie and having a darker tone than Superman because Anna's script candidly dealt with the trauma Kara Zor-El had gone through during her childhood. It centers around Kara Zor-El's journey in accepting her heroism and takes place in outer space. With Gillespie estimating that 9 distinct worlds were featured, each with their own language. He cited the 1997 film The Fifth Element for creating a world with a variety of distinct characters. That didn't really happen.
Where the fuck was the distinctness? Everything was the same. Everything was the same. Everyone looked the same. It's all just brown and grime.
A lot of English.
Yes. Okay. Not everyone looked the same. There were some like aliens on a space bus.
Yeah. I mean, they had the aliens. But like maybe there was like 9 different alien species in that one scene. But I know Krem spoke in a different language a little bit, and then, obviously Krypton, and then there was some in the bus. I don't know, but I also don't remember 9 planets, 9 distinct planets. They all look brown.
No, Krypton's probably the most distinct.
Yeah, and it didn't look that great either.
Not really.
So yeah, you're right. Seth Rogen was there.
Yeah, he was the little I don't remember his name, but like that little alien, like telling her about like to ask those pirates where Krem is.
Take it away, Ern. Yeah. So, and that was the one thing that the Deadline did say, or Variety, one of them, that they did have a cut. Gillespie had 11 extra minutes that had more of the villain Krem and him showing more evil things, and that's like, but that was like related to the pedo stuff. I was like, I mean, I guess, yeah, it's fine cutting that out. It would have had a better pacing and better song choices too. That's an interesting credit. The studio went with their own cut over Gillespie after test screenings showed it scored above Gillespie's slightly.
Yeah, good enough. Release it.
I have a plan. 12% of a plan. Yeah, and then the other thing too is like I think like we're kind of going through everything, but like also if you remember the music, they had 3 different composers. In the process during this entire time, they were changing things since February, like of still deciding who's going to be the composer.
February this year?
For this year, yeah. Ramin Djawadi, the one that did Game of Thrones and the first Iron Man. He was first there December 2025. Then he dropped, and then they brought in Junkie XL, which, to be fair, he does a lot of AI music now. So, and then he got replaced with somebody else. Claudia, same. Yeah, so like the music was very all over the place too. So, and you can kind of see that. And I don't know. I think like one of the interesting things about this, just to like kind of conclude, is that I think there should be lessons that could be here. I think one of the biggest things that should have been taken into consideration is that I think marketing, or at least doing a better job with presenting something in the trailer, that could have at least been that one thing that gets people interested in seeing it, is like, I don't know, you need to invest in that kind of stuff. I think like one of the things that Marvel does badly is like they do a lot of like unfinished VFX and like trailers and stuff like that, which is like fair. I get that too. But like I feel like there should be like one particular moment, like, like this should be visually striking. Like this will be the thing that people should like be interested in when they talk about the trailer or whatever, stuff like that. Because in this day and age, like I think like trailers are like kind of more important, especially with how easily accessible they are on the phone through Twitter or like whatever, YouTube. So like I don't know. I just think like you guys should like really be more cautious about like this stuff that you are sharing, so that way you can get more, hopefully you can get more interest in that aspect. I still agree like writing has to be way better, but that's like an obvious one. I can't really fix that overnight, but yeah, I mean, I just think from a simplistic standpoint, I do think like at least from a visual standpoint, I think there needs to be more priority in like making things look better as well. Because I mean, at this point, it's like kind of hard to deny that like if the film looks bad, I'm not gonna watch it. Like, so, and I don't know, like
that's the point of marketing. If you can't sell me on the movie, if you can't sell someone on the movie, you can't blame someone for not wanting to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, does the film deserve to be where it is right now with its box office and its Rotten Tomato scores and all this stuff? I don't know if that's entirely the case, because I think a lot of it is, some of it has to do with like, the shitty people. But I can't put it all on the shitty people, because like they're only a small faction of people. Like the biggest thing really contributing here is the lack of interest, and a lack of interest is going to come from the multiple things that we talked about. But it's also just not a good film. That's a big problem. And then, I mean, Anna's going to get a lot of like flack, and I know it's not great to hear it, but she's going to get a lot of flack because she's being responsible for 2 other movies, one of them being Wonder Woman. So it's like, yeah, it's going to put a lot of pressure on her. If she's not ready for that, I think you have to make a decision, Jimbo, that maybe she either needs help or you need to get a different writer. And that's just being generous. But no, I mean, like maybe Lantis will be good. I don't believe it, but maybe it'll be good. Maybe Clayface will be good. I mean, but we've heard the same things again and again. It's like, I don't know. I mean, we'll talk about them. I'm just like disappointed that like how this concept of like, oh, and then like one of the worst things that Supergirl is like kind of like doing in this discourse is like, oh, maybe if they added like 1 billion other superheroes, it would get people more interested in watching the movie or whatever. It's like, because like Man of Tomorrow might do better, because I think Man of Tomorrow will do better because it just has more slop for people to be interested in. Yeah, I hope Clayface doesn't suck.
All the wrong lessons will be learned.
All the wrong lessons will be learned, and that's like the worst thing. I know it's like not great to like prey on the downfall of Lanterns, but it needs to happen, bro. Just needs to happen, especially after some leaks that we had. But like, I'm gonna drop that because I've kind of been talking for a while. I don't know. It's just Supergirl. I just feel like the biggest thing, because Warner Brothers is very reactionary too. So it's like they're probably never going to go with a Supergirl film again, or they're never going to like try to go there again. Now, I mean, you have HBO like doing their own things here and there. What is the DC equivalent of Morbius? People were saying Black Adam, but like
a character, or
yeah. Or memes. Because Morbius is a fine character. I think he's an underrated character, but the memes have superseded the character. For Morbius, at least. Like Black Adam has a similar thing with Morbius in terms of the Rock, but like I think Black Adam's reputation is not going to be ruined because of like I'm sure like if you do Black Adam and it'll be cool again and like you can save him. I just think Morbius you can't really save him anymore. But yeah, funny badness.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
What do you think? Aquaman 2. But the thing is like Morbin Time was like a riff off of like, you know, it's clobbering time. For the Thing. So that catchphrase is iconic enough that like you can kind of like morph it to Morbin, and it kind of worked out. Like, and that made it funny.
Yeah.
I just don't know about DC having something on that level. I don't know. Morbius is pretty special though. No, it came first.
Of course.
But yeah. Any last thoughts on Supergirl?
Not good. Of course, just yeah. I wish it wasn't like this, but it is.
Yeah. All right.
I just hope that. Oh.
Yeah. That was
one thing. Okay, I'd just like to say one thing. I just hope that Millie Alcock's career doesn't like go under because of this.
Yeah, I think she'll be okay.
Bounce back.
I think she'll be okay. I just think like, but I do think like some things like she will kind of have to go through a few things differently. Like there was like some aspects like with like how the discourse was going. Like I don't feel like DC has done a lot to protect her in a particular way. So, and I mean, it happens a lot. I feel like there's just some reckless things that were being said that like, I mean, if the studio was backing them up or something like that, or like, but I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of interview questions have also been kind of bad in general lately because everybody has to ask like these stupid questions to people. I'm not saying every question is stupid, but like there are just some questions that are guiding people to say something that's not necessary to go to, and I don't know. It's like I feel like but I feel like that comes with experience. In general, I mean, she got like a big stardom after like House of the Dragons, and then Supergirl is like another thing. Like it's not. She doesn't have like that much like under her belt. So I don't know. I just think like I think some of it comes through experience, like you know, with the mentorship with Rachel. So, but yeah, I mean, and then the other thing too is like I think with this whole conversation about like the film going with this whole revenge is bad, but then it's like it's bad unless I do it, and then I'm only doing revenge because you killed my dog, and then because you was giving Ruthie a bad time, and then I guess I just don't care about like the child brides that they've been having for generations or however long they've been doing that. It's like
it's just it gives you such a bad, weird feeling.
Like it's more evident that they cared about making him seem bad than like actually rectifying that he's bad, and that's it. So I don't know. It just kind of like sums up like I feel like the thoughts of like where these directions are going is like it's not relevant to the, like whatever character they're dealing with, but then it's also like not like, and then it's like coming from a place of like, oh, I want to write the film where Supergirl kills Krem, but I need to justify why she's killing Krem, and it's like, it's like, okay, then if you can't understand a basic concept, then like, how am I supposed to trust you to write Wonder Woman, where it's Wonder Woman is the easiest character to fuck up because of how in flux she is. So, yeah,
when I deal with my villains, I deal with them.
Yeah, like I guarantee you, like that literally is like textbook. Like, yes, she's not like Superman and Batman. Yeah, God, fuck off. All right, I'll end it there. Nah, the DCU's fucked. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.